Yeah. I'm back. Yeah. Love. Crazy 8th grade, nerdcore rap guy. Got into a dual fate and I just pulled a trap card. Third-rate rappers with a fourth-rate catalog. Destined for the shadow realm, y'all should never act hard. Flow is so insidious that I need an apprentice type. Master with the force, peep the context in my sentence, right? Phantom like the Sithis, just don't ask me what my pen is like. They know that I'm the menace, who you kidding? Bitch, I'm Dennis like. Sweet to drive, hide-headed, rhymes are Shirley Cole. Tested, you can never twist my metal like the jury goes. So I ain't never mad when I push it to the max. I got Chris riding with me, bout to turn this bitch to Fury Road. Since animated, I'm the one the crew congratulated. When this will provide protective cover like it's laminated. Damn, I made this 16 like a guillotine. It's fascinating. If you think that you're ahead, you get decapitated. All that aside, I ain't merely here to rap words. I'm here to tell you who representing for the black nerds. And to remind you, neither one of these are bad words. Biggest living mirrors, they just choose to see it backwards. Who be the leaders of discussion when a topic trends? Dissections got the culture under microscopic lens. Who got the type that you can miss it from the start and make you feel like an expert on the subject by the time it ends? Check the stat, Louis, viewership is mad nice. All these other shows don't seem to cut it, that's a bad slice. Off the books with unscripted jewels you can't write. No vampires, but these interviews on Anne Rice. Yeah, this is the best part. Rhymes on Mandalorian, Independence made a best score. Starting a war with these stars, you won't get far. This is the way you play a game of life or Death Star. So far removed from the drama, we don't notice harm, but won't hesitate to shed a light like a Patronus charm. With mischief managed, troubles at a disadvantage. Must be something in the water, dip your toe because you know it's warm. Where can you find another show with such a fine cast? And if you try to box them in, they playing Minecraft. And basically to sum it up like you define math, this crew's the best and it figures like a line graph. I'm Mary band like the words I do. Level-headed, you don't have to have absurd IQs. They know you can relate because they're nerds like you. With their help, you'll see the world from a blur's eye view. Yeah. You are now tuned in to Blerd's Eye View. And without further ado, we out. Yeah.
Hey everybody, it is your man on the wall, captain of the ship, Chris Fury, back again with another episode of Blerd's Eye View. And if you are new here, thank you for coming in and thank you for tuning in, and you will not regret it. We are live Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Twitch. You can also catch us on APR TV, that's Always Press Record Television, on your Roku and Amazon Fire devices. So let's get this ball rolling. We have my man, my brother, Navy Montel in the building. What's up, Navy?
What's going on, big brother? How you doing, man?
All right. What's happening, Mal? Mal is in the building. Christy made it in early today. What's going on, Christy?
Hey, Christy, what's going on?
Hey, second episode of the season. Bama finally stepped in.
About damn time, dude. It was weird not having you around on Tuesday. Let me tell you, there were not enough boobies. So, my brother, I gotta ask you. And shout out to Carol and Johns for taking care of my man over here always, every day. So, I don't get to throw it out there, but, shout out to all comic stores, LGSs out there that are brick and mortar and not relying online. So thank you for that. So did you pick this up?
Which one? Oh, no, I didn't. No. I actually have to call Carolyn Johns tomorrow because I missed the deadline today. Well, not the deadline. They were closing up. And I was lining everything up, and I'm like, let me call the show. I got to get the Dakota incident slapped on my list real quick. Even though it's a one shot, but it's the Dakota incident. We're bringing back Static, and guess who was written by? You'll never guess, or you probably will.
Man, I have too many possibilities. Who?
Stephanie Williams.
My girl. Let's go, man. Stephanie's got so many fires, so many irons in the fires right now. She is cooking on levels.
Is the hardest working person in comics that I've seen to date. The hardest working Black woman in comics, man. What? Period.
And making it look easy. Making it look so easy.
It's
Can we be like her when we
Beautiful.
grow up?
Man. She comes on the show next week. So we go talk to her.
Let's go.
She's coming on the show next week to talk about the many irons that she has in the fire. Because I'm like, good Lord, where do you find the time?
That's
I ain't mad at it though. I ain't mad at it.
But there's a lot of people that we know in the industry, no matter where it is, that they make it look easy, and they are putting out masterpiece after masterpiece after work of art after work of art, and we just all we do is we eat. Okay.
As long as Ray Comics is providing midnight comics, look out for the omnibus. That's coming soon.
Come on now.
I'm like, do I need an omnibus? I need to own an omnibus.
Yeah,
I might need to own an omnibus.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I need to own an omnibus.
They ain't no getting around that. Trust me.
Yeah. We need to own an omnibus. So, but yeah, I have to go. I'll probably pick my pool list up tomorrow before it decides to snow again. Yes, I'm Northeast Ohio.
I'm
right.
Sorry. I don't miss that.
I'm literally like, can you let this other stuff come down first before you decide to throw it on?
You already know.
Top.
It's Midwest is in layers. Come on, man. I'm from Indianapolis.
Yeah,
I know that vibe, bro.
I'm just like, because we were supposed to go out of town this weekend to go see my son and his family, and my wife was saying, this was her plan, and I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, looking at the weather app, and I'm like, you sure about that? I've been watching for the past week. Are you sure about that?
Oh my goodness.
So, you know what, Bama? I would love for Stephanie to be on Storm. She's currently on Wonder Woman. I think as of issue 29.
Yeah, episode issue 29. That was her debut.
Yeah,
and so I got mine, both covers.
That's another one, because I don't know. Stephanie is making me get Wonder Woman because Stephanie is writing Wonder Woman.
Bro, how do you think I feel about Street Sharks? I would have never picked that up.
Exactly.
I would have never
exactly.
Street Sharks. Like, bro, I've got issues 1, 2, and 3.
I'm hearing that she's already she quickly rose in the ranks as being one of my favorite writers.
Same.
Really did. Like, Nick, you're taking over after Tom King.
Someone would say that's a hard act to follow, but like, no, it just one track goes into another. And we knew Stephanie was going to be able to slip into that role because she's proven herself. How long has she been in the business?
Man.
And proven herself? She's shown that she's got this.
She is handling her business. So shout out to Stephanie Williams, a staple in the industry right now. And if you don't like it, she could probably just, powerhouse lift you or whatever.
Oh, bro, let me.
It's nothing like finding out. It's like, oh, one of your favorite writers can power lift too. I'm sorry, what?
I've seen it. It's scary.
It's scary, but it's impressive.
That is true. That's true. Oh, and speaking of real quick of comics, I was gonna ask this later in the show, and since I don't get a chance to talk to my comic loving brother, like I do, what the hell is DC doing? What the hell is DC doing? So if y'all are not familiar, DC has doing a cross collaboration with AEW, and they're doing one with New Line Cinema, IDW, Dynamite, and 2 other companies. It is the nuttiest thing I've ever seen.
You know what? Before we go further, I want to bring our guest in. He popped in. Charlie Wilson, who has a new Kickstarter for Reaper #2. I want him to chime in on this too. So, Charlie, what's going on, my guy?
Hey, brothers, how y'all doing?
What's going on, man? I see that title belt in the back. You flexing back there with the swords, man. You're flexing with the blades and everything. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it.
Working on the background. My bad. On the link it said, I think on the itinerary it said 8:15. So I didn't know if I was supposed to be here the entire time or just show up at my time. My bad. I should have asked beforehand.
Look, what we like to do with our guests is once they set their time and they come in, we always ask them, hey, if you want to stick around after your initial interview, you are more than welcome.
Sure.
So, but you might want to chime in on this. Maybe go ahead and talk to them about what's going on with DC.
So DC, in my opinion, is trying their best to reinvent themselves or maybe make themselves more relevant. Now they're doing cross collaborations. One that because I work at a LGS and I work at a LCS, local comic store and local game store. And on the shelf, I see AEW and DC. And then I see DC with New Line Cinema, IDW, Dynamite. And I'm going, what is going on? Have y'all gotten you're not willing to invest in other characters that you've created over the years. You can't use the same 3 all the time. But now you're cross collaborating with other companies who really don't need you. IDW doesn't need them. Dynamite doesn't need them.
I think it's more of a thing of they need them. When I'm looking at, obviously, DC is one of the big two. They have the Absolute Universe that's going crazy right now. Yeah. But I've talked about it before in my stuff. When you look at the best stories that came out last year outside of Absolute, a lot of it came from those indie stuff. When you're looking at Exclusive Corpses, you're looking at Roots of Madness, anything that anybody else put out, the quality is there. So I think it's smart for them to attach themselves to other stuff. And then I've already said it before, I'd like to see DC and Marvel start to kind of uplift other indie companies as well. Because the more you make comics more popular, the more you win as a whole. Like you're never going to get washed out because you have the Holy Trinity, you have the popular characters, so you're never going to like lose any kind of love there. But I think they're doing better. I think they're making effort to do better. I just think their effort is not all put in their black characters, but that's a conversation for a different day.
That's a conversation that has had a lot. That is a conversation that has had a lot. Hey, Whoopty. Especially when it happens during BHM, and it's just kind of. I mean,
that's what really tagged.
I'm kind of torn because I'm like, oh, of course I want to know more about a certain adventure with Black Lightning or with Sam Wilson or with Luke Cage and Misty Knight. Of course, but I want that all the time. I don't just want it during this year.
But their focus, DC's weakness to me, is their focus on the same grouping of characters. They have the universe and they have the characters to make even more phenomenal stories come to life. You know, Chris, now you and I, Whoopty, talked about this before. Why is the Legion of Superheroes not in the forefront? This is a group of young heroes who have proven themselves.
Their heyday was like what, the 80s, and then partially the 90s, and then nothing.
They don't want to take the L. So they put themselves in a particular conundrum in which, because you haven't promoted your newer characters, whenever you do anything around them, you're not going to make the biggest profit because, one, you didn't do your due diligence of introducing them and getting them familiar with people. And then on top of that, we haven't really educated fans on how to support them. Because I think most people don't understand, you just buying a book off the shelf isn't directly supporting the issue going on currently. You have to pre-order, you have to get a pull box going so that when your shop makes the order, they know, oh, we have this amount to buy. So DC and Marvel can look at it and say, oh, there's interest in these books. So because they haven't really educated the casual fan on how to do that, people just assume if I buy 15 books off the shelf, I'm directly supporting that run and not knowing why it's getting canceled like a week later.
Look, I am seeing so many cool verses in here, like Pink Hammer versus Darkstorm, Technique versus Rubber Band Man. This one caught my eye. Sister Samurai versus Darklaw. Now, I'm not going to hold you. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. But and you're right, Charlie. There's not enough push, which is why we push the indie comics now, which is why Image came out the gate. You know, hey, we got some stuff over here. Not only is it creator owned, but it's original storytelling. You know, and there was, once again, not seeing enough of our stories being out there. And now we're seeing waves of our stories from waves of different indie comics, and it's. I think the tide is turning. The tide is definitely turning.
And then it's starting to get a lot more adaptations when you're looking at Ignition Print. It's got Beauty Off on Hulu, and that's a pretty solid show. Image has like a million things out, from Invincible to The Boys. Indie is catching up, and like in a lot of those regards, as far as just getting the attention they need to get into the mainstream conversation.
Right, right. So let's talk about what you have going on.
Let's go. Let's see what's up with this genius right here, sir.
Let's talk about genius. Let's talk about you. One, you have a Kickstarter for issue 2.
Yes.
But let's talk about the character of Reaper. Let's break down who this person is, what he's all about. Let's talk about what James Wright is up to.
So the concept of my book as a whole, I think I've talked about it a few different times. I love, and I've always loved mythology. I've loved seeing, and I'm a sociologist at heart, so just seeing how these different things affect people. And the thing that's always caught my eye, being a Christian, like Baptist, growing up in Southern Baptist, is God and how God affects the people around them. And I've also enjoyed watching other shows and movies in which God is given, or gods are given personalities. When you look at like Greek mythology or other mythologies, they give their gods humanistic character traits that kind of are familiar with who they are as people. When you're looking at Zeus and him being overly horny, or Dionysus, or whatever it is, like Greek mythology from whatever, maybe Norse stuff, these gods have personalities that reflect the people that they have worshipped them. So I went into this story with the idea of two things. One being an inherited responsibility, because I think that's something that a lot of people can empathize with, and me myself had different things like that I've dealt with in my life in regards to, you got to take care of your grandma, you have something else going on that your family had, and not as you're of age, you have to then carry on that burden or that legacy, whatever you see it as. So I had that kind of idea going into Reaper, in which this character, James Wright, has this lineage he's a part of Reapers. And Reapers in this universe are essentially Nephilim. And if you're familiar with the Bible, Nephilim are essentially part angel, part human beings. So angels at a certain point, and I will get into that as future issues come out, for whatever reason, well, I won't say for every reason, God, when Lucifer and all his constituents went to take over heaven, they lost the battle and were cast out of heaven and sent to earth. So you have all these angels that are on earth that are looking to procreate now with human beings. So you create this entire line of Nephilim, which are then Reapers. And Reapers over time, we don't know why yet, were tasked with the responsibility of shepherding lost souls into heaven or into the other side, or heaven or hell, whatever it may be. So James comes from a line of Reapers, essentially. But obviously, as most young people do, he does not want to take on that given responsibility. He wants to go play college basketball and live a regular life. So he doesn't. He trains early in his life to kind of be prepared to take on that responsibility. But after a certain amount of time, he's like, bro, I just want to go play college ball. I'm not worried about doing this. I'll leave that to you, to his father and his family. And he dips off. So the book essentially the first issue picks up with, some of the consequences of what that looks like.
I can dig it. I can dig it. I like when I see these types of projects that think outside the box, which our people tend to do a lot of. I like that. So it makes people really say, you know what, that's different. I never thought about that. You took an element that people are very familiar with and flip it on its head, or tell a different rendition of it. And that is what can bring like new readers in, because let's face it, who's it? Mr. Alk Bulin, I hope I said it right. He's even said it, that the mainstream is scared to dive and take the quote unquote L, or what they will perceive as the L, and tell a different story. Here you're telling a different story. But at the same, it's grounded, because you can recognize yourself in it in some form or fashion. Because let's face it, life be lifing. We all been there. Life be lifing, and there ain't no other way around it. So, question, Navy?
First of all, sir, it is an honor to chat with you, because I love the psychology behind creations when it comes to these beautiful melanated creators. Y'all come out the gate. Ain't no, it's bam, punch you in the face. I love it. I was looking at your Kickstarter, and though I don't know a whole lot, this cover of number 2 is telling me a great deal. So was there someone in your life that was your inspiration for Reaper, or was there an event or Anything like that was your inspiration for creating it?
I think I have it in like the author's notes in the first issue. My late grandfather was a big significant inspiration for the concept as a whole. More so because I felt like I had a little bit of that inherited responsibility after he passed away. Because he was the man of our family, like he was the patriarch. He made sure everything got done. Everybody needed what they needed. And when he got sick from cancer and passed away, there was this like void, it felt like, because it was a lot of the women that got stuff done and it was him who was a mastermind of everything. So I kind of felt this like responsibility to fill that void in my family for a while. Even though it wasn't said, I kind of felt like I needed to do so. And it kind of also blended with the idea that, again, in my grandfather's life, he had a tragedy of like he lost both his parents very young. So he would tell me later in life kind of what that looked like for him and a lot of those experiences. So I tried to take a little bit of that and a little bit of my own experience and kind of blend it a little bit. I did my best to try to insert myself into the story without being a self-insert character.
Gotcha.
In other words, with great power,
Here we go. Here we go.
Great responsibility. Kind of hard to avoid it.
I'm sure he's stronger than he looks.
Right. No, I'm gonna show them the trailer for the Kickstarter, and as if everybody that's watching, you can see the Kickstarter at the bottom. For those who's going to be listening the next day over, you know what to do. Go check it out on the YouTube. But I want to show this trailer for Reaper issue 2.
Big news, everybody. Reaper issue number 2 is on the way. For everybody that loved issue number 1 and supported, thank you guys so much. But I'm ready to extend this story out in issue number 2 and show you guys a little bit more of who James is, while also introducing new characters. Again, for anybody that is watching this for the first time and is not aware of what Reaper is my debut comic series that I've been writing, and it is going to be involving a lot of dope stuff. If you are fans of like the anime Bleach or even the show Supernatural, think of like a fusion of the two, where I'm going to be playing around with a lot of ideas of God and who God is and how people that, you know, are creations of God go about things, and also the big concept around, you know, responsibilities that are bestowed upon you that you didn't ask for yourself. These are all motifs and topics that are going to be touched on within the full run of Reaper. But issue number 2 is going to see the introduction of 2 really big characters in the story. I won't say who they are just yet, but you guys are going to be amazed when you see them. And I got a lot of time to really work on the dialogue in this issue. A lot of the first issue was a lot of introduction, a lot of action set pieces, and we'll have some action in the second issue, but it's going to be a lot of introduction and really characterizing who James Wright is as a person. So if you guys are interested, thank you guys so much for being interested. But if you want to support this, the Kickstarter is now available. I created a Kickstarter with a couple different levels that offer things ranging from pinup art to exclusive variant covers to even just overall digital and physical copies of the book itself. So to whatever extent you guys want to support, I am thoroughly appreciative. But again, thank you guys so much for being involved in the production of this series, and thank you guys so much for supporting me through this endeavor. Again, me taking on the endeavor of trying to write and create a comic book and tell this story is one that I am blessed to really get the opportunity to do. And again, thank you guys so much for being a part of this journey, and I'm excited for you guys to see issue number 2 and what it has to offer, and even the amazing artists that are a part of making the cover art for this, as well as the usual dope team that I have around creating the interiors and all the other great stuff around it. So thank you guys so much, and please support and read Reaper issue number 2 if you can.
You gotta love it.
I just backed it.
Appreciate it.
You gotta love it.
Thank you so much. I still cringe a little bit hearing my own voice, but I appreciate it.
Don't feel bad. We all
have spoken that. Like a true creative. Spoken like a true creative. Man, Whoopty, you have a question?
Yeah, I was wondering if what would you say that your biggest mistake was when you first started getting into indie comics, and how did you use that to push you forward to where you are now?
In regards to my biggest mistakes, making one, or just like getting introduced into the medium?
In the medium, or just making one, whichever one influenced you most to push you to the place that you are now.
I think from a consumer standpoint, the biggest mistake I made was not being as open-minded as I am now. I think when I first started, I was only looking for things really similar to what I knew. And, you know, as a young kid, Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, all those things, I was looking for cape stuff. And funny enough, I grew up a big horror fan. So it wasn't until, I think, 2 years ago where a friend of mine would put me onto like some horror comics that were written by amazing people. I'm like, oh, there can be like amazing horror stories and comics as well. So I started to kind of just anything that looked interesting to me, I would give it a read. At bare minimum, the first issue a read to see if it captured my attention. And that helped my writing from the aspect of I'm a big student of any creative medium that I'm taking part in. So I would literally I read so much. I read a lot more now than I did before because I'm writing now. So I always look for different ways I can steal stuff. I think a big inspiration for me now is a guy named Doug Wagner, white guy, but amazing guy. And an Image has this thing where he does 5-issue story arcs for his stuff. So he'll give an entire like story arc and story for a character within 5 issues, which for most of us is unheard of because you're used to a character having like 40, 50 issues to really get a story off. But he can tell this really deep and expanded story in 5 issues. So I'm like, I asked him one day when I interviewed him, I'm like, hey, how do you go about packing so much into a tight 5-issue setting? And he was kind of just giving me game on that. So opening my mind to different stuff, I was able to kind of pick up little tricks in the trade that kind of I feel like helped me out with the writing for issue 2.
Okay.
Do you find yourself, and I ask this for a lot of creatives, do you find yourself building a universe out of surrounding this character?
A universe, possibly. Part of me,
or a world, a world
for sure. I think when I first started writing, I feel like most writers either specialize in 2 areas. You're either a macro writer or a micro writer in my mind. The macro writers are like the George Lucases of the world, where you're just really good at building out an entire world with rules and all that good stuff. And the micro writing is more of the personal character motivations, relationships, things of that nature. And to have a great story, you need a combination of both. I feel like when I first started out, I'm really good at world building. I can make a world and the rules and all those things to it. And with Reaper, I had that very early on. Mm-hmm. But it took me so long before I started writing the actual script because I needed to work on the micro stuff of like, who is this character? What are his motivations? How is he going to change, grow, or alter himself from issue 1 to the end? Mm-hmm. So I think right now in my mind, I have 50 issues of this main story written out or storyboarded out. And then I have a 5-issue horror series is going to be like a spinoff of that may kickstart future stuff down the line if I decide to go down that route, depending on how well stuff goes. So I can see this turning into a full-on universe. I just want to make sure that I'm focusing on making sure this is a concise story in itself before I get too far ahead of myself and trying to expand so far out.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
It does.
It makes sense. So what if you're, for those, not just for you, Charlie, but for those who are out there listening or watching, what I notice about a lot of writers that create characters, they have, like you said, you try to avoid putting a little bit of yourself into that character, but a little bit of yourself always ends up in that main character. Mm-hmm. Do you find a little bit of yourself in the antagonist?
Ooh. Absolutely. Funny enough, you get introduced to the main antagonist in this 2nd issue. He's a significant part of like the first part of it. You're gonna meet him, and he's on the cover. Funny enough, at least that version of him that you see is on the cover. Mm-hmm. I've always been of the belief that the main character is only strong as their villain is, and I feel like your villain in a way needs to mirror your main character to an extent. So James I can just say Lucifer is the main antagonist of the story. He is going to have a lot of similarities with James. And I definitely I put a little bit of myself in the characters. I'm cool with putting some of myself into the story. I just don't want to become a self-insert to where I'm just like being overly indulgent in the story. Whereas, I'm the main character, so I'm getting the baddest chick. Obviously, I gotta hear him, so this obviously what's gonna happen because it's me. I can't lose. I have to win every fight because it's me, right?
Oh my goodness.
Did you see it? We've seen with I'm looking at the guy that wrote Buffy.
Josh Whedon.
Josh Whedon. He's a whole self-insert character in that show, and it is very apparent as time goes on. I can't remember blanking nobody's name. He's one of her friends.
Oh yeah, once he he was was it in Angel when they go to Lorne's dimension, and he's part of the Death Walk clan, and there's like a cousin that's in the background dancing, and it's him.
Not him. I can't. I'll figure out the name of the character in a bit, and I'll let you know. But it's like a particular character that's in the friend group from the very beginning that you can tell is a self-insert character. So, there's a creator by the name of Cosmonaut Marcus did like a whole hour breakdown on his perspective on it of that character and why he's so annoying. But I tried not to do that, where I just put myself in the story and just it's a sore thumb.
I wonder if it's the Xander character.
Xander. No, wait. Let me double check. Matter of fact, I can look it up and I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'm wondering because it's either the Xander character or the episode where Xander meets his other half, which is a much better half, actually.
I'll look it up over here. Go ahead on that.
But yeah, you're right though. Yeah, you can kind of if there's enough mediums out there where you do notice that certain creators you can kind of pick up certain cues that this might be them. You know, this may not be completely on the nose, but there's a level of them that's there. Yeah. I think of Firefly often, where which is another Joss Whedon show, where the main character, which is played by which is the main character Malcolm Reynolds, is played by why am I blanking on his name right now? Nathan Fillion. Thank you.
Nathan?
Yeah, it was Nathan Fillion. But each one of the crew members is actually a part of himself.
That's an interesting concept.
Because so here it is. The pilot episode of Firefly. Malcolm and Zoe, they're in the middle of the war. They're behind the enemy, pretty much behind enemy lines, pretty much, or being pinned down. The first thing he does is he has a cross on his neck. He has a cross on the chain, and he kisses it, and he gives this rousing speech to one of the other soldiers. He's like, "Oh, we're too young and too pretty to die," and the guy dies. And so they kind of they get the word that backup is not coming, that they have given up, that the opposition has won the war, and they flash forward a couple of years. He's finding his ship. Zoe is still part of his crew, is his second in command, and her husband is the pilot. So he starts finding this crew, and each crew member he picks up, there's a level of himself in each member. Jane is literally the crass, the muscle, I'm barreling head first into a battle, no care at all. Shepherd Book is that part of Mal that used to believe used to have a faith, when we find out what Shepherd Book actually is, but there's a part of him that used to have the faith, right? River and Simon represent that level of innocence almost. And Kaylee is just like that playful part of you, so each one of those characters represents Mal in a sense. And it breaks down to like, oh shit, this is why the crew gets along so well. They balance well. He's the balance.
That's interesting. So 2 things. One, it was Xander. You're right. I will look it up real quick. It was bothering me if I didn't look it up. 2, I think that's a perfect way to write yourself into a story where it's not, you're not overstepping or overstaying your welcome, but the character, that's genius. That's I haven't heard about that, being a medium or at least a tactic to tell your story into often. That's kind of genius.
Yeah. It's a shame it only lasted 13 episodes, but whatever. But it works that way. So, I remember seeing something years ago when they were talking about it, and somebody it might have been New Rockstars that did the breakdown. Who knows? But I went back and I watched the series again, and I'm like, wow, this is true. I see it now. The way he was before the war and how he is after the war, and then through every episode, through their adventures, there's certain levels of him that you see the character that pops up. When he, even in Serenity, when he's finally just had enough, Like he's had enough. They've been hunted down. They're getting chased. Everything's going straight left. And finally, he's just like, I'm going to stop the guy who was sent to take me out. I'm pissed. That's Jane. He doesn't care what's happening. Jane Cobb will go in head first. How many I'm bringing a grenade. We don't need a grenade. Well, we might, So, well, yeah. Maybe you got another question?
Actually, yes. I actually reread Reaper #1 for the third time. And let me tell you, y'all, this comic is so top tier. If y'all don't support this man's Kickstarter, I'm really going to wonder what's wrong with y'all, okay? Because you feel the story. When you first wrote it and it was illustrated and you looked at it again, did it elicit a lot of emotion? Because I didn't write this and I'm feeling this. All I keep hearing him saying is, it's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. And he is going ham after what happened. If y'all ain't read it, that's your fault. How did you feel when you saw your words come to life with illustration and you see what you've written becoming a reality?
I feel like I went through different stages. I think with the script, it was a lot of criticism, like a harsh criticism of myself, because this was like my first full length script. So I was like overly critical of it. And I just, I would see something to have to change it, see something to have to change it. Once I got to the inking lettering phase, that's when like some of the childlike joy kind of started to come out, because you start to see your imagination come to life. And I'm not an artist by any means, so I didn't have the ability to do that myself. And seeing somebody who was really talented do that was amazing. And that doubled when the coloring started, because now I'm seeing this shading, I'm seeing the detail, like my imagination is really coming to light. The sadness, not the saddest, but I guess the vulnerable, like the more emotional side of me kind of came when the lettering came, because to your point, I'm seeing the pages, but now seeing the words go along with it, I can kind of feel my own story, even more so because I know where these stories came from, like in my heart and where it came from. It was a really surreal process. And then after the book's done, now I see nothing but issues. Now I see nothing but like mistakes with it. Little mistakes. There's one that bothers me so bad.
It's spoken so much like a creative.
If you look at the basketball game, right?
Right.
One thing that bothers me to this day that makes me so angry that I did not notice when I initially made it, and honestly made me a better creator now going into the second issues, I know what to look at. The scoreboard, because I wrote this scene to be like this really tense scene, like, oh, they're close, the close game. James about to go ham to win this game, on some Kobe type stuff. But when you look at the scoreboard, they're losing by like 25 to almost 30.
It's 101 to 87. I'm going, when's the buzzer beater gonna be?
Yeah, brother is not winning that game. And it's something little that like I noticed like maybe a month after it came out. I'm like, oh. But so far, whenever I bring it up, nobody's noticed it when I bring it up. So I guess nobody's looking that hard. But for me, it bothers me so much.
Mr. Alk Bulin has, who in the indie verse would you love to unite the characters permanently as far as their universes?
Midnight Comics.
You know, because we were just talking to them earlier. I would love. So I don't know, the publisher that I published the book underneath, Echelon Comics, Echelon Graphic Novels. They have it's a series called Divine Influence that is more so in a line of, Judeo-Christianity, kind of similar to Reaper as far as thematically speaking. Right. And there's a character who's literally an angel. I would love to kind of fuse this universe and the main character of that story with Soul from Midnight Comics. Ooh. Kind of bring like the Egyptian mythology, kind of infuse that with the Judeo-Christianity type of thing, kind of mesh that together. Yes. Mm-hmm. Just is a literal angel, and then Soul getting powers from like an Egyptian god, just kind of. Yes.
And there's some level of clash or something. Oh yeah,
ideologies clash, and it's my goodness.
I can see that.
Some God of War type stuff, After Kratos went from Greek to Norse, so like kind of a similar thing there.
I would love to see that.
Okay.
Whoopty.
I like to ask a more behind the scenes type questions. So, how did you build your audience? How did you build an audience before your first issue?
I mean, probably most of my audiences came because I did YouTube at least like 2 years before I even thought to make the comic. So I think most of my audiences came from the channel and me promoting it there. And then a lot of it is just genuinely just me trying to market it randomly the best way I knew how. Because I was trying to figure out, okay, how do I market my platform, my YouTube channel, all this stuff, and kind of just emulated what I did there with the book for the most part. So there's probably a lot of crossover. Maybe some new people found it that had never known about me as a creator before they found the book. I don't know. But kind of just similar ways going about that, just little videos, shorts, and I think I got some other stuff I'm working on as well. But that's it for the most part.
Mm-hmm. I'm stuck on James writing soul. I'm still stuck on that. Because I can envision that right now. I'm like, oh my god, I
didn't even mean those two. And Divine Influence is a character who's an angel. I'm blanking on her name. It's been a minute since I read issue 1. That I would love to see going at like a literal angel than a Egyptian deity, essentially, kind of having that battle out. But honestly, James, I mean, I don't know
that it's the for some reason though that character you explain, I could just see the whole up and down look like.
Mm-hmm.
It's just judgmental much.
Who are you supposed to be?
Right. So I gotta ask you, your grandfather, obviously an influence.
Yes.
And the women around you, obviously influences. But coming up reading comics, what could you identify with?
So I've said this before. I read comics sporadically growing up till I was around 17 because my mother, I'm a huge nerd. My mother is not whatsoever. So me going to the comic shop, me getting video games and stuff like that was a very rare occurrence. I would only get my comics every semester. The military base that I grew up near would do this thing to where each report card, you could bring your report card in. And if you got all A's or all A's and a B, you got this coupon book that you could go use. And they would always have free magazines in that. So comics at that point in the store counted as that. So every like semester, I would go get a bunch of free, like a couple free comics. So I would get some trades and I would read a lot of the Jeff Johns Green Lantern, the Blackest Night run. So a lot of that stuff.
Yes.
Damn good run. Very
good. Very good.
What else was I reading at that point? I was reading a lot of I won't say Absolute Batman, of Batman Beyond stuff. So for the most part, at that point, I only got a lot of my comic stuff from like the animated, like the DCAU stuff or like the Marvel animated movies. So I would look for books that reflected what I was seeing there for most of that. I didn't even know there was such a thing as an LCS until I got to like 16, 17, where I got my own car and I was able to kind of go around to the different shops around where I was growing up at to kind of look at different books and whatnot.
I was very much like you in the area I grew up. I knew of these characters, but didn't have a store nearby. So I would get them in section. I would get the stuff in pieces and parts and everything. And it wasn't until around the same age that I was able to find, and it's no longer around, but it was called Spellbinders. And that's when I started, getting stuff going and working. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna grab me a few books, And then when I came of age and I had an actual job and was getting tips right next door to Spellbinders, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. Man.
Oh, yo,
that's me right now.
That was the same for me.
This is legit like my pull list from like this past Wednesday. I spent
too much. He got him.
Roots of Madness, Ayadele Storm. Okay.
5 issues of it. I got 2. Let's go.
Yeah, the Absolute Lantern. I'm still a Lantern fan. The Superman. The Static Beyond.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I've been a big fan of the Ultimate Wolverine. This I haven't read yet, but I've heard good things about this so far. The new Iron Man stuff. I heard they're doing some cool things with them.
And of course, Roots of Madness.
Stephanie Williams does no wrong in my mind.
None. Absolutely none.
Flawless, ladies and gentlemen. Flawless.
Yeah, that's just Wednesday. I spent too much money. That was all way more than I needed to. And then now my comic shop has this thing to where there's this local person that makes like really big cookies or brownies, and they keep at the front desk.
Yours too?
And it's like $4, $5. I'm like, I mean, I have been doing good on my diet this week. Let me get this body real quick.
Would you say I'm getting comics? I might as well continue treating myself. Treat yourself.
Right.
Treat yourself.
You're spending way too much money.
A-okay now. I think I can treat myself. I feel that. Because what's funny is piggyback off of what you and Chris said. My mom was not a nerd or a geek, but she recognized that I was. So she made a deal with me with my grades. And what she did is she would reach out to my uncle, and my uncle would say, okay, I'll double up. You make an A, that A is now $40. You make a B, it's $20. And I'll take you to the comic store. When I tell you, I did not stay up watching TV. I would make sure I was getting them grades. And when I got my report card, I said, let me call Uncle William. I didn't want to show my mother. I want to call my uncle. Uncle William. Yeah, I got my report card. All A's and 1B. All right, see you Saturday. Click. Came up there, and Comic Carnival and Science Fiction Emporium. I'll never forget this place because in Indianapolis, that was the go-to. I walked in there. It was number love. The smell of the paper and the comics and everything. Man, come on. As you can see, I'm still addicted to this very day.
Look, there are two things outside of my wife.
I'm glad you put that out there. Otherwise, we'd have had a problem.
That gets my childhood awakening, and it's like you said, Navy, is walking into a comic book store and knowing what I'm getting, and walking into which I just discovered several weeks ago, an actual toy store.
Ooh,
yeah, I saw that. Oh
yeah, he told us about that on Tuesday.
Tell me about it. There was a man. Look, it's something like there was a moment a couple of years ago. We were out running errands, me and my wife, and I said, you know what? I'm off today. We're on the west side of Cleveland. Let me go ahead and grab my pull list while I'm over here. That was a mistake because my wife was in the car.
Sir,
and she went to sleep. Now, this was in the summer. I had the AC on, but what I just knew was going to be like, let me run in here, grab the pull list, probably 10 minutes at best, come back out. It turned into 25 minutes. So when I got back in the car, I see a slight bead of sweat on her brow. She's still sleeping, and I'm like, open the car door slow, slide in, start the car, and she's like, oh, it's so hot. She was like, wait a minute, what time is it? Oh. So about that, honey.
See what happened was,
yeah, exactly. What happened was I went in there to get this, and then such and such see me, and then we got to talking, and then I'm like, SpaghettiOs. I got it.
Oh my god.
She was like, I am never coming out with you when you go get your books again. And I was just like, it's fair trade. I think
I ended up spending too much money. I go to get the pull list. I'm like, let me just take a look at the back real quick, see what I got back here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, Image put out something new. Ooh, okay, let me see what this is about. Leave with my pull list and 15 more books. And I'm just like, oh God, that was not in the budget.
I look, I got issue 52. I got Fantastic Four issue 52 from 1966. I pulled the OT was extravagant at that time. When I grabbed that book, I didn't tell her for weeks. Stuff got paid. But I said
you
nothing.
Slipped it under the doormat is what you did.
That was me with this is my prize possession here. This is my prize.
Oh, I got that, baby. Let's go.
One of my best friends growing up, from like the 6th grade, went to an auction and he got this for me. And he gave this to me. But I almost cried tears of joy. I don't care what happens in this earth. You can commit murder. We still tight. Because this is my prized possession right here.
What you say? It was like, it's that scene from what was it, The Town. He was just like, I don't need you to ask any questions. I was like, I need some things done. Who's driving the car? That's all I need to know.
Mm-hmm. I'll do the murder for you. Just let me know.
Right? It's those types of things. But see, it's those type of things. Hey, Spartan, it's those type of things that make it worthwhile when you're in the fandom. You know, I get it now. When you see those social media posts when they say, "Oh, my wife, she's been shopping online again, and she's been hiding the boxes," and all of a sudden she sees all the boxes I brought home, and it was like,
Mm-hmm.
oops, you know. It's just,
Like, baby, don't get upset.
Spartan still does it.
So let me not say nothing to her. I can't get her mad because then she gonna turn it on me.
Oh no! All I'm gonna hear is I'm going to Target, and then I cry.
What's up, man?
Spartan walking around the house with his head held down, kicking the stones. He's like,
I just don't pull the banking app. Just don't don't hurt yourself.
See, you're smart. You turn off your notification whenever I do anything. When I make a bad financial decision, I get the notification from the bank and I get the text from them like, "Hey, bro, your money was spent." I know it was me. I'm sorry.
It's every convention. Every convention.
That's
every convention.
Listen, we all got our vices. I'm sitting in front of mine.
No comment. Mine's right behind me.
Next to the parlor.
Look, I swear, every convention after the weekend, Monday is the first thing. Whoo!
See, that's why I look.
Let me look at this account. Everybody's posted the same. I'm like, I spent how much?
Right.
That's why you don't do that to yourself. Just understand.
Right, don't look.
Yeah, for the next 7 days,
I won't get it.
That's when I was going to cons. I was like, don't look on Monday. It's like, don't look. That matter of fact, just uninstall the app from your smartphone.
My new thing for going to cons is I will pull cash. I will pull cash.
She said that
that's what I have to spend, and that's it.
I have been a witness to this with her at MomoCon. That's exactly what she did.
I pulled my cash and I paid my cash, and that was it.
Man, you got more Discord than me.
I couldn't do it.
We had Fan Expo Cleveland here, and it just so happened it was around my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm, doing recordings and I'm getting interviews and everything. And I've always wanted my very own lightsaber. And this company was there. And I'm like,
Ultra
he's like, and we're having a special today.
Don't you dare.
These lightsabers were like, they're like 300 and up. He said, yeah, and we're having a special. He said, we're having a special today. And they're like $99. And I said,
Man got a katana lightsaber.
I walked away, walked around, looked at a couple other things. If you're in a convention, you got to make more than one pass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
So I went to all the vendors. I said, let me see if I see something else cool, whatever. I seen another vendor selling lightsabers. I found that they price, and I'm like, it's my birthday, and I'm going back this other way. Shout out to DX.
And look who popped up. Look who popped up in the chat.
as if she was summoned.
I said, I'm going to shout out to DX Saber. Shout out to them. I went right back over there, got my lightsaber, brought it home. My wife was like, how much was that? I said $100. What? I said, wait a minute. They normally 3 times as much. I got a deal.
Right. That's how I preface everything. I got a deal.
This was a smooth so it retails like a smooth $300 because this is like Ahsoka Tano's replica. It's a replica saber,
right?
That's my favorite character in Star Wars, and I got it. I gotta have it. And it was funny enough. It was on my birthday too. I pleaded with the dude. I made like 3 passes staring at this one specifically. He was like, "Brother, I seen you come by a couple of times. You must not got enough for it, do you?" He's like, "Nah, gang, I can't do it to myself." He said, "I'll tell you what. If you get this variety pack, because he had a thing where you could get a mystery box." And they put random sabers in it. He said, I'll make sure I got yours in the mystery box. I'll make sure this is in there for you. Brother, to this day, I love that man. To this day. Because this has been on display. This is like one of my prized possessions for nerd. I'm like, man, I gotta have it. I had to have this.
See, so I tease my wife because she's big on shoes. Her thing is shoes, shoes, boots. And I'm like, why'd you get another pair of black boots? Because I needed another pair of black boots. I said, for winter? I was like, what's wrong with the other ones? Nothing. Okay.
But they don't go with this, and I got this, and I got this, and I feel like I'm having the same discussion from 3 days ago.
Different.
Yeah, so I found myself going deeper into the questioning realm, and I said, don't do it because she can turn it back on me. And I need this. I need this to use as a weapon. I was like, so let me pull back.
Your perch was precarious already.
Yeah, I was just like, because something's gonna come up. Because then she can honestly say, if I see another lightsaber for a good price, I'm getting it at a convention. And I can hear her saying, "You paid how much?" And I said, "Here's the thing, I don't have to change boots."
You realize when you start saying,
I
here's
have
the
room.
thing, you've lost the argument.
I'm glad to know that I'm not the only person stalking the saber booths at a convention.
See, no,
that is me making laps and just staring like,
oh. Dragon Con is legendary.
Oh yeah,
bro. Oh my
They have
God.
auctions. They give giveaways every hour.
Bama said, "Oh, thank God he's single."
I didn't seen a few Mace Windu replicas. I'm just like,
I always have one rule about it.
Here's the beauty. It's not charged up, but it's sitting. It's hanging on the wall next to Stan Lee. But here's the beauty of it. I can change the color. I can change the color. It has the sound card in it. It has different sound cards for different saber colors. I'm like, for $99,
that ain't bad.
I got a damn good deal.
Look, it was the same thing I taught my sons when they were doing vendors in Comic Cons. I say, y'all, if y'all wait to the last day, because you gotta think those vendors have to pack that stuff up. Some of them have to ship that back out. Some of them have came stateside. Learn to help them help you, because sometimes they'll look like, bruh, it's gonna cost me $120 to send this back. You give me 50 right now, and we call it even. And sometimes they'll offer you the deal if you are patient, like y'all talking about walking back and forth. I told my sons, I said, don't look desperate. Just walk up to them and do rapport. I said, you almost have to treat like a car salesman. Get a nice little rapport going. Say, this looks nice. Then come back. And then when you come back when they're good and tired. Come back when they're good and worn out. They're ready to go home. Then you slide the soft sell. Man, you really gonna pack that stuff and send that back and stand right in front of what you want. So their eye line goes right to it.
You gotta do like that one meme they have on Instagram and do like fire. Jesus.
I'm telling you,
Lord have mercy. Just keep running back and forth. They gonna know you otherwise.
And they gonna know you. And at the same time, he gonna be like, I can take a hit on this. It's better to go ahead and take this money now than spend it later getting it back home. And I told my sons, I said, just don't. The secret is, don't be desperate. Be friendly.
Mr. Al Bulin has some damn good questions. He's throwing up a lot of good stuff. He says, "What's a universe with lore that's part Star Wars, part Lanterns?" And not the and Bama said not the one. I think Bama has. Oh, okay. Bama's talking about next generation stuff.
TNG.
He wants next generation uniform. I can see that. Probably First Contact.
Part Star Wars, part Lanterns.
I mean, it's a video game universe, but I maybe say like the Mass Effect universe, maybe. If y'all like Mass Effect game.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Part Lanterns, part Star Wars. Yeah, Mass Effect would fit that. Mass Effect is more like Mass Effect is kind of like more like Battlestar Galactica on speed, but.
Well, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back. Charlie, you can stick around with us.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right.
You better not go nowhere. You better not.
I love when we can just sit back and vibe with the peoples and everything else. Everybody that's listening, everybody that's watching, we'll be right back with our guest, Charlie Wilson, not the singer, but
he did bust that man. He could sing. That would mess a lot of
that would mess everybody up. But we'll be right back for more discussion about gaming, about some movie stuff or some television stuff from Apple TV, and then a little bit more. We'll be right back.
Hey,
I'm nominated for an NAACP Image Award, and all you have to do is comment at NAACP Image Awards #Cleo Thomas to cast your vote for me. That's all you got to do. It is very simple. So my question is, why haven't you done it yet?
Blerd's Eyeview is a proud affiliate of Otaku Noir. Use the code Blerd's Eyeview for 10% off on all items. With a different nerd-themed box filled with items made by talented blerds across the country, you surely will not be disappointed. Go to otakunoir.com. Otaku Noir, the #1 Blerd mystery box company.
I'm Tony Weaver Jr., author of Weirdo and player of Magic the Gathering, and you are watching Blerd's Eyeview.
All right, we are back. And before, you know what? Let me take this up before I show that again. Let me take that off. Charlie, you mentioned Mass Effect and gaming and how that would possibly be the best thing between Star Wars, part Lanterns type series. I agree. What other games are you really into right now?
Games. Right now, it's been pretty cold. I've been trying to save some money because there's a lot of stuff coming out that I'm going to be spending ungodly amounts of money on. Lately, it's been a lot of Rivals with the homies, and I did another playthrough of Arkham Asylum. There's a deal on Steam where you could buy like the entire Arkham franchise for like $6. So I was like, I haven't played these in a while. I'm gonna go back and play through them again. Play through Arkham Asylum. But games I will be on very soon. Crimson Desert will be bought. I'll be playing Crimson Desert, and I would definitely be looking for Phantom Blade Zero when that drops. I'm a huge story expansive story single player game experience. That's me. I play my multiplayer with the homies, but when it's just me and I want to vibe and kind of sit, like a God of War type situation, Mass Effect, that's my jam.
Nice. I agree. When you mentioned Arkham Asylum, yes, I'm replaying Arkham City and Arkham Asylum right now. On my PS5. I have Jedi Survivor, God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Miles Morales, which Guardians of the Galaxy, which is actually really fun. That game did not get enough recognition.
Nope.
So the Nathan Drake, anything Uncharted is a good time for me.
Did y'all see the trailer for the new Naughty Dog game though? Intergalactic with Tati Gabrielle as the main character.
Yes.
I'm excited for that.
So I just got Split Fiction, so I'm like, I gotta get another controller. Speaking of which, it's not being cheap, but we all know that gaming is insanely priced right now.
Yep.
Imagine me going to a certain store, grabbing God of War Ragnarok, and it was like $19.99, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll grab it now. Only for like 2-3 weeks later, they put the price back at $69.99. I said, where do y'all do that at? Where do y'all do that at?
You know why they did it.
No, I was just like, you know what? I'm glad I got mine for $20. Shout out to the GameStop. That's still we still have a few GameStops they're hanging on. They're hanging on.
May that die in everlasting fire. Also, fun fact: check out dumpsters behind GameStops that have closed. They are throwing out brand new equipment if you are fast enough to catch it.
Oh wow!
I gotta find out. Let me talk to the guy down the street. Hey, when y'all throwing this out? Because he had an Uncharted game, and I'm like, I need to get it, and he went to go look for it, and they didn't have the disc. I was like, guess what came in here?
There is only one game that I want right now. And if I get this game, then I'll get back on my journey. Def Jam Fight for New York.
It's enough talk around it right now. There's enough.
There's a Steam game where somebody made an attempt to do that, but they made it with like modern rappers, though, apparently. Yeah. I haven't played it or seen it, but I saw like a trailer for it where it was like a bunch of all the modern day rappers trying to do a Def Jam type of situation.
It's just when you say that, I think about T-Pain.
Imagine
when he has the very valid crash out of like, we are having two guys that have little in their name. Do something else. Do something else.
They both literally have baby in their name.
I just kept saying the entire time,
Jesus,
Def Jam.
Dancing Christ.
If
that is such a valid crash out, but it's funny as hell.
Hey, if Def Jam would actually pay their people, we would have a game by now.
Exactly. They tried
If they
Icon.
paid.
I said, y'all should have went right back into your mama's
I
room.
never
where you
got to
belong.
Icon, and I heard I was better for it.
You really
You know
are.
what's funny? I never played the others. My first experience was Icon.
Mhm.
And the mixed emotions I had, again, I really liked it because of the story, but I had to make my own person, do all that cool stuff. Be a I think you were like an Asian or A&R or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that table, the fact you didn't have a health bar pissed me off so bad because the fights lasted 45 minutes.
I heard.
Two, that's this spin stuff, the DJ annoyed me so bad.
I was gonna say, what is the worst game you play? Because I have one on my list.
The worst.
Ooh. That's a good one. I don't know if Tafari has a long list. He probably does.
Between me and Tafari, we got lists, though.
Wikipedia. Okay, y'all got volumes. Okay, ain't nowhere near that.
You gotta be a little more specific when you say worst game. I mean, genre. That's how we can go after.
The thing for me is that gaming, like buying games, are expensive. So I'm not going to stick with a game, that is bad. Like I can't think of anything that I've kept over each generation of console gaming, because I'm a console gamer. I'm not a PC gamer.
But the funny part was, Whoopi, that's where GameFly came into place till they decided to up their prices.
Oh, I never got. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about GameFly. I think
GameFly was our.
So did everybody else.
Shoot, GameFly was our blockbuster. So they said, "Nah, y'all be paying more than $10 a month now." so it got on my nerves. Like you was our try before we buy, because I wasn't ready just to let go of $65 on a maybe.
I think the worst game I've played is Superman Returns on Xbox.
I didn't even buy it.
Really?
Yeah, that was
I guess bad. I was too young to enjoy. There are certain games that I acknowledge that when I was a kid playing them, I was easy to entertain. Because I go back to certain ones. That was one of them. As a kid, I love that game. I wanted to try to play that game when I was like 15 and could not.
Yeah, it's not until you mentioned no health bar, and I'm like, yeah. On Superman Returns, Superman doesn't have a health bar. He has the city's health bar.
Yeah,
and you have to stop and save. You just can't fly around and be all willing. You have to stop and save. Stop whatever thing is going on, and it's mostly like creatures from LexCorp that got created. Now they're running among the city. You had to stop it, because if you didn't, they would just. It's not like with Spider-Man when you see the bar and you see the red exclamation point. You could just keep swinging because you might be onto something else. That whatever that was, it just kind of disappears. Superman Returns, you just can't fly away from whatever creature is attacking a building. There's no flying away. You fly away, it's still going to be attacking a building, and you can watch it on the city's life bar going down. It seems to go down faster when you try to fly away.
Although I feel like go ahead.
No, I was thinking concept, it sounds great, but in practice, it's horrible.
It was horrible.
Hot garbage, ladies and gentlemen. Hot garbage.
Sorry. Icon's health bar was the close. I'm like, how could you tell? Because he was already in ripped jeans and looked beat up from the start of the game. So I just never understood that. But if I was gonna go worst games, Shaq Fu.
Yo, I ain't heard that in a long time, bro.
I was thinking to myself, the worst game, I'll never forget it. Family Video, 1998. I was happy as a clam. I said, "Ooh, Shaq Fu." Didn't realize at that time I was gonna be stuck with that game for 3 days. When I tell you, it was the most hot ass garbage.
Like the way Wizard Magazine was pushing that game was ungodly.
That lets me know you can't trust gaming magazines.
Okay,
you let me down, Game Pro. You let me down.
What's yours, Navy?
And for me, being a wrestling fanatic, a wrestling fan from back in the day, I was excited to see this, and this was the emergence of backyard wrestling. Oh my! I lost a part of my soul. Those games. How do you fall up on the roof and then fall back down and you miss your. I was like, I just want to say, nigga, here, take it back. Here,
Just
take your coaster, okay? 'Cause this is all it's good for. I swore I had to play Final Fantasy VII just to be a palate cleanser. Okay.
so Tafari, what was your worst one? Tafari is currently on like this major run on playing a lot of classic games and walking gaming. But what's the worst one you've played?
I'll say worst one I probably rebought recently.
Not rebought. He tried to give it another shot.
like something I didn't finish because I was like, maybe I was just a kid. Man, whoever the fuck designed Tarzan for the Game Boy Color, man, that shit. That is the most unforgiving. Like, there's some games I'm like, all right, this is just complicated. Like, there's a game on the original game called Rad. I think it's called Bad and Rad Skate or Die. I can't get past level. It's only like 5 levels.
Yeah, with Skate or Die.
Yeah, I can't get past level 3. That one's just challenging. I'm just bad. That Tarzan game. That Tarzan game is just unforgiving. Like, and then it starts you back at like 0-0. And thankfully, you get to certain points and they give you codes to get back to the level you were at. Write them down, or you're just gonna be ready just to fling the whole damn thing. I was kind of pissed because all 3 of my Pokemons then finally hit their battery limit, so those got to get changed.
Ooh,
what was another one?
I'm sorry.
What was another one that was a complete waste of money?
Damn, it says Lord of the Rings Volume 1 for Nintendo.
That was good and terrible.
See, I'm glad you mentioned Tarzan, Tafari, because that doubles as not only just your worst game, but a game that has a very impossible level, because there's Ninja Turtles where you're underwater and there's the electrified vines, and no matter how you try to get through it, you always get zapped, and you're like, how am I getting zapped? I'm not even touching the vine.
Yo,
right.
That was me in Battletoads. I got so frustrated with that game.
Yeah, I got the collection because it was free on PSN. I had to just speed through that. Hell no. Like, they have like a fast forward mode in there where like the computer plays it for you and just speeds through the level and doesn't get hit, and you can just drop yourself off at the end and get the trophy for beating it. I had to do that because trying to play that fair just wasn't working. Like, I was in there for like a good 45 minutes. And then there's the one, I think it's the like original Game Boy one where you are just running. Like, I think the last one, you just run the goddamn gauntlet of like Bebop, Rocksteady, the Bat Person, and like Shredders at the end. And I'm like, I done lost damn near every turtle and life.
Turtles in Time?
Not Turtles in Time. It's one of those. It was like one of those old black and white TMNT games.
I think he's talking. Is it from the Game Boy? I want to say from Game Boy.
It had to be on the Game Boy. It was like you could swap between all 4 turtles, but I think they each had a health bar. But that last level was just no.
Really?
Yeah, it was because they came with like a TMNT collection after Mutant Mayhem. Not Mutant Mayhem. What was it? The beat 'em up that everybody was playing a couple years ago, and I was like, I'll try these classics. And I was like,
the fighting edition ones.
I mean, it was included in there.
I know the package you're talking about because they had it up for like a limited time. I know the package.
The Cowabunga pack, the Cowabunga thing.
Yeah.
It was one of those in the Cowabunga collection, and I was like, you know what? It was either an NES or SNES title. I'm like, yeah, this is not getting played fair.
So, I got a question for everybody. Now, I definitely want to hear Charlie's impact response to this. So we're talking about the worst games. Is there a game that you thought was bad, you tried it again, and you changed your mind after you played it again? However much time passed in between.
That was Mass Effect for me. That was Mass Effect for me.
Really?
So my mother got me that game. It was a bargain bin game. Like, it was cheap for her. So she was like, "Oh, report card, I can get this nigga a cheap game." You'll never know. And I tried playing it when I was like maybe like 6, 7, and because it was so much reading and so much going on, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm putting this shit away. But I was like 14. I was looking for something to play. I was like, there's gotta be something in this catalog of stuff we got in it I haven't touched yet. And I found it. I was like, all right, we'll give this another try. Man, again, it's officially like it may be my favorite gaming franchise of all time now. It's up there. It's either top 3 or my favorite one of the 2.
Nice.
Okay.
Definitely.
Everybody else.
I can't think of one because every game I said was trash is still trash, so I might be out of this one.
Okay.
I'll say not so much trash, but now that I'm older and understand the lore and kind of I can pick up on clues, probably Wind Waker.
Okay.
Because I don't know how anybody was getting through that last third of that game by themselves, especially with like no real guides or internet. Like we had like early IGN and GameFAQs, and if somebody took time to make an entire blog out of ASCII art, like
it's not garbage, but the graphics aren't that great. GoldenEye.
Come on.
I need to give it
Oh, what?
That's man.
No, it's a great game. GoldenEye is great to play.
Yeah,
but the graphics,
well, not that good.
Well, they were, but
when you're great thing is you can put it on God mode, but it made it kind of difficult to advance in missions. But when you see the faces and they look like MODOK from Ant-Man and Quantumania, it's like you're just like, oh, because I remember telling my son, I'm like, oh, GoldenEye is the shit, and we playing it, and I'm like, oh, I forgot it looked like this.
Odd Job looked more like a pencil with a hat.
Yeah.
At some point, I will go and actually play.
Gameplay great. Gameplay is great, especially when it's just one-on-one and they just put you like in that building where you just you have to look at the upper right-hand corner in the map to find out where your opponent is.
Yeah.
That's great.
Imagine playing that game on a Navy ship and you're playing 4 players in the berthing in front of the TV, and a bunch of grown-ass men are screaming like they are in a daycare because it is no odd job slaps. It's slappers, no odd job. Let me tell you, then you hear people screaming bitch every time. It's like bitch, smack in the head and then run. Wait, what? Bitch, smack him in the head and run. Like, what are you doing? I hate you. Bitch, smack him in the head and run.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was very much like a party game for us, but like as far as the story, I never knew what the hell was going on. Like I never as kids, we were not reading that dossier. It was throw it in, shoot, and it was like you failed the mission, but you don't you failed the mission, but I'm still here. Like the level don't restart. I'm just wandering around as a failure. Like I don't
right.
Most Bond games are actually fun because there's GoldenEye is like the pinnacle, then there's Tomorrow Never Dies, which that was actually fun.
That was pretty good.
So what about terrible levels in otherwise great games?
Ooh.
Terrible levels.
Ultimate Alliance.
What'd you say, Jay?
Ooh.
Terrible levels.
I know what you're talking about too. You said DMC2?
Yep.
Yeah, I know that one you're talking about.
All I gotta say is 2 words: Disc 2.
For me, that was.
I raged quit GTA San Andreas for 2 months over that flying level.
Oh yeah,
that shit pissed me off so bad.
The flight school or just one of the
No, the flight school. Like for some reason, I could not keep the plane up.
I was stuck for like 2 months, and then it's just James Woods threatening you every 5 minutes. You ever want to see your brother again? You know who he's in prison with? Learn to fly. This is like I can't though. Like this shit is impossible.
I rage quit for 2 months. I couldn't do it.
Those were so janky.
And then find it out I had to get a whole new copy because apparently Hillary Clinton made them print a whole new second version of the game.
Wow.
Hot coffee.
Which thanks for the microtransactions, Epstein. Like
wow.
Another reason
he is behind it. When you sit back, it's just like looking at Omar from The Wire. When you find out that's who was behind the microtransaction, you look.
Man is a Disney villain.
Right.
This man is Danzo from Naruto. Everything terrible.
You bitch. That's all you can say.
But terrible level design. That because it's been 20 years. That final stage for Sonic 06 where you got to play as everybody who you haven't got a chance to play as like the entire game. But you got to keep finding those orbs to like stop the fucking parademons or whatever from coming through. which also have a pole that pulls you in faster than you can run away from. And if you touch them, it's instant death. And now you got to share one life across like 7 characters. It's terribly designed.
Yeah,
that was me with the Ultimate Alliance had a level in Arcade's Murder World where you got put in an arcade game.
Yeah, I know.
You having fun to you have to jump over blobs for like 30 minutes. And I was so annoyed. Every time I had to play through that shit, I was so annoyed.
For me, it was the Manhunt. And I think Spartan knows what I'm talking about. Manhunt. There was the level where you had to escort the drunk and get him to safety, trying to get this drunk ass bum into the shadows to get him to shut the fuck up because they hear us. All you have is a plastic bag, a shard of glass, and maybe a brick to take these jokers out. And he's sitting there going, "Where are you from? You from around here? I don't need you." I was like, "Can I
here's
kill
the messed
him
up part
and then survive?"
Here's the messed up part. The shadow was a glitch.
Yeah,
you could hide him in the shadows thinking you're safe, and they will go straight to you as if they could see you.
I was so pissed at them. Like, he's in the shadows. I just said, click, click, done.
I would have to say it's 2 different games. One of them, it's from Super Mario. I want to say it might be 3. When you have all the fire ball things that's rotating. I've seen somebody actually defeat it, and I'm like, how?
That's a lot of dedication.
How? Like, how did you get to this
and shouting at it?
And like, how?
Right.
What version of it? What version was it?
That was World. That was World
those
7.
levels. Maker, Mario.
Oh no! See that's
Mario World Maker?
Those are how villains are created. That
Right.
Mario
That
World
was.
There was
That's
that, and then
legalized torture.
I think it was Spider-Man. It was on in Tafari just recently played it.
You thought the pizza shit from Spider-Man 2?
Yes.
Oh my god. I wanted to rage so. What killed me as a kid, we didn't have a memory card either, so we had to let that bitch run. I messed up so many pizzas. I'm like, the point of me is Spider-Man is to swing and do flips, but I can't do flips anymore. Right. I mean, I can't just run, so you're not gonna get there. That pissed me off so bad to this day.
Like you talking about me and my brother. Me and my younger brother had to take turns because we were just at one point. I'm like, right around the corner. Hey, time up. No.
What's worse is how time expires as you hit the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's the
time
heartbreaker.
missions send my heart into a tizzy. I can't.
There's a Ben 10 Alien Force game on PS2.
I remember that game.
Irritated me so bad because in my mind, Ben 10 is a power fantasy, but all the aliens you turn into can only punch for the most part. You got to build up combo. I'm like, what's the point of being big shield? I can't blow freeze breath. Like I'm punching them. What to do? They can go intangible.
Oh my goodness. So going from gaming, are you watching any shows, any animes, any movies?
More than I can count. Movies has been a little colder to start the year. I'm planning on watching a bunch. I want to go see the Iron Lung, the Markiplier movie this weekend.
Heard about that. It was really good. I heard it was really good.
Shows though. I'm a huge horror fan, but shows. I started Beauty, which I really enjoyed. Which
that comic is everything. Let me tell you, from Image to Ignition Press, that comic slaps.
It's fire. And I didn't know that the creator of the American Horror Story shows are going to be like who's doing that show as well. So as soon as I'm watching, I'm like, why does this feel like American Horror Story? See,
that's what I said.
What did Chris say the other day?
I told that to Whoopty. Yes, she was like, when you watch the first, I think they dropped the first 3 episodes, and she's like, tell me what you think. And I said, it's giving me like lost season of American Horror Story.
And that's what it was giving. I was like, Evan Peters is there. Okay, cool. We love him, but. The anime wise, I have the big stuff: JJK, Frieren, Fire Force. I'm blanking. I just finished watching the Overlord movie that I missed out on a while back because I'm a huge fan. Yeah, it's a long movie on Crunchyroll. It's like 2 hours. It's like 2 hours long.
Yeah.
And it did nothing but make me want the anime to come back again. So we're still waiting on this anime to come back. But that's it right now. I got some stuff coming out that I want to go see, like the Zazie, what's the Zazie Beetz movie? They Will Kill You.
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm ready for Ready or Not 2. There's a lot of stuff coming out.
Those types of films, those type of films, I'll sit down for. I'm like, oh no, this is good. I'm on that.
Anything horror, I will watch. I will sit down and watch the most random horror movie of all time if it's good, or even if it's not good. If it's bad, I'll still watch just to see how good it can get.
You know what? Now did you say that? What is the worst horror movie you've seen?
Have you seen Axum? Have you heard of Axum?
I've heard of that one.
Heard of it.
Axum may not just be the worst horror movie of all time. It may be the actual worst movie of all time.
Damn.
And it hurts my heart because I think it's like a black film student made it a while back, but it's so much like from the editing to random scenes to I think there's literally a bunch of YouTube videos of people online on YouTube talking about how bad this movie is.
Is it
like it's comedically bad?
Is it worse than Melania?
Yes. Yes. Any movie you can think of, it's worse than that.
Oh man. See, I can't. I'm trying to think of I think it was called Game Over. It had Frankie Muniz was in it.
Yeah, it's Game Over.
Game Over.
Yeah.
Me and my wife, we were like, okay, that's cool. You play the game, and how you die in the game, you die in real life. Okay, this is interesting. Go see it, and I'm like, this sucks. This sucks. I was like, no. But then we seen Cursed, and I'm like, horror comedy. I can dig it. I can dig it. So, yeah,
how's me watching? What was it? Thor Ragnarok.
Wow.
Really? Not Love and Thunder?
Wow.
You know why? I'm a major Hulk fan. And my favorite Hulk line of all time is a combination of Planet Hulk and World War Hulk. So when you make Planet Hulk a B comedy skit in a Thor movie, I raged. I wanted to put a hole in the wall. He ain't here cracking jokes when he should be fighting for his life, fighting for his people. He's a Carson, damn it.
I enjoyed Ragnarok. I would have thought you said Love and Thunder. They took elements. They took elements of Love and Thunder, and I'm like,
but to take such a good story involving Gore the God Killer.
That was the most disappointing. I'm like, okay, you got a great actor.
They got a great actor, great villain.
You couldn't give him like great makeup. You couldn't really show him.
Look at who
tearing ass somewhere.
I didn't even care.
I was going to say that too, pardon. I was going to say the same thing. Look who directed it.
I didn't even care about the makeup. It's just.
See, they made
good villain and a good actor as the good villain, and we did nothing.
Yeah,
they made Thor: Dark World so boring. They're like, we got to course correct, so we'll just go full comedy. I'm like, you went too far in the other direction. Damn, what we doing?
See, when we
gotta find a lane.
When Ragnarok got okayed, Love and Thunder was a green light, and we should have all sat there and said to Ragnarok, no,
it was. And the thing is, Ragnarok had great element. Ragnarok was not bad, but they leaned too far into that level. They like, I'm like, all right, this is fine, but let's kind of switch it up a little bit. And then you leaned way too into it, and it was just like, I'm fine with him and get him having Stormbreaker and Mjolnir is Stormbreaker's coming off like this jealous a little bit because he's. I'm fine with that. That's funny. That's okay. I'm fine with Valkyrie and Jane basically having a whole Thelma and Louise moments. I'm okay with those moments. I was like, wait, so all the kids have the powers and
temporarily.
When they went into this pantheon of all the gods, we're having a meeting because we're all in fear of this one god butcher, right? And it turned into a stand-up comedy fest of seeing Thor ass cheeked out. I'm like,
don't flick too hard.
What happened?
We got bashed in that scene, and nothing else. And granted, once again, you got another great actor in Russell Crowe. Yes, it was funny for him walking down the stairs, but then you could have just stopped it right there and got to it.
That whole section with Omni-City,
true.
we did not need.
It was a terrible edited and cut job to be in the Pantheon of the Gods, and you get about 10 minutes of Russell Crowe.
Yeah,
that's it.
Screaming.
What's happening? First off,
the first time, the other 18 times, why?
Shout out to Trey Mosley. You can now listen to him on the latest episode of Primal on
Cartoon. Please watch. Please go watch Primal if you have not. That show is all kinds of insanity, and not enough people are talking about it.
But I keep hearing good things about it. I need to start that.
It's good.
This man wanted to talk about it so bad, and he couldn't. I could just see him just like, I can't tell you about it.
That NDA is strong.
Yep, nigga, don't ask.
But yeah, I think when it comes to, I'm fine with certain comedy elements because that's Helmsworth, and that's fine. But they literally, like, when they show him and he's with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and what did you and me say, Spartan? It was like the next Guardians movie should be the As Guardians, like somebody spray painted AS in front of it and said As Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 or whatever. But the Guardians of the Galaxy volumes were fine. But to show this level of it, and then he does the full Jean-Claude Van Damme split. I'm like, it was a giggle moment, but I was just like,
it wasn't necessary.
Let me bring something up to y'all. Yeah, let me bring something up to y'all. I recently did a couple movies. Really did not movies. I did a couple videos, kind of just critiquing Marvel and DC, and was talking about Ironheart specifically, and how I enjoyed it. But most of the comment section, it was who you would think had issues with it. Yeah, discussing, oh, well, she was too arrogant. She was such and such. And then I was like, okay, you didn't say that about Tony, because Tony was that up until at least until like after Avengers. They were like, well, he had a whole arc. I was like, so you want this character to go through 8 episodes and have an entire arc, the equivalent of what Tony Stark had over a decade. And then it led me to the form of thought of, I don't think people remember how bad most of phase 1 or the beginning of the MCU was. I think people have a lot of like rose-tinted glasses, but when you're looking at Iron Man 1 was cool. Yeah. Iron Man 2 was not. Iron Man 3 was not. Thor Dark World was not. Captain America, at least for me, the first Captain America movie was not good. There was a lot of fails in that first little arc there. Stuff, at least in my mind, didn't really pop off into really good movies until after Avengers for the most part. But I think people still have that rose-tinted glasses of like how good stuff was before that. Like, we'll go back to the old MCU. Y'all hated that. Y'all did not like those.
Folks complain about everything. Like, look at Cap 4. It's like, oh, it's just a Hulk movie. I'm like, y'all been complaining about not having that Hulk since 2008. So which is
they couldn't pick and choose. I'm glad you mentioned Ironheart, because it was the same thing with Wonder Man. Mind you, they are very close to possibly greenlighting a second season because it's actually good.
Yep.
It's this, even with the lackluster marketing ploy that they did, that may have been by design, who knows? But I liked Ironheart. I like the Marvels. Captain America Winter Soldier is probably the best out of the Chris Evans run. Because that whole espionage type of feel, I'm like, that's it. That's it for him. That's what you do, the espionage style type stuff. Civil War was good, but you're right. Iron Man 3
Winter Soldier
is perfection.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier was good.
It was perfect. You figure Iron Man 3, with the turn of finding out who the Mandarin is, but you actually did something with that character later on. I'm like, okay.
Oh, that was still.
They made it a little bit better. Because getting into Shang-Chi and they made more jokes about it, I'm like, okay, I get it. It was a bad movie. We understand. But now I'm like, okay, that's all right now.
You kind of course correct.
We wouldn't have Trevor Thatcher. We would not have Trevor Thatcher without Iron Man 3. But at that point, I was like, y'all take the greatest enemy of Iron Man and you turn him into an actor. Hey,
And then I remember for years I heard the Marvel formula. The Marvel people hated the Marvel formula. We get the Eternals. It's boring. Cool. Marvel formula. Then we get the new Avengers. Back to Marvel formula. Oh, we love this. This is amazing. But y'all said y'all hated the formula though. What do we? People don't know what they want.
They didn't know what they want. My only hang up with the Eternals was they didn't make the characters. They made them seem like they were very well established. That's what it is. They made them very, they made it hard for you to care about outside of Athena, because I'm like, hey, this Angelina Jolie up there, she whooping ass. I don't know what else to tell you. You know,
I'll still argue. So I feel like this should have been a series. That's too many characters to try to like flesh out in one movie.
I feel like they banked too much on it being a star-studded cast that we probably won't hire like that again. Versus just trying and thought that was going to overshadow the questions that you would have about who the hell are these people, and where have they been?
You had Salma Hayek and you had Angelina Jolie. I know the budget was blown off those two alone.
But the crazy part was you didn't humanize them. There was no, like y'all said, nobody could relate to the Eternals unless you follow the comic. You wouldn't know about the Reverend. You wouldn't know about the Reverends. You wouldn't know about the Celestials. You wouldn't even know the hierarchy of it. They just sat there and said, let's throw enough CGI at it and enough fight scenes. And I'm like, I love to see my boy Gilgamesh, but at the same time, a lot of people did not know who Gilgamesh was.
I would have loved to see more of him.
Exactly. I feel like they tried, but there wasn't enough runtime for each set. I feel like they had like one moment that was supposed to connect you to the characters, like with I can't remember the name of Brian Tyree Henry's character. But it's like, we'll show his family, we'll show his son, that'll humanize him. I'm like, but we didn't spend any time with them for real to see how he even got here. Right. And that's the issue. We didn't see how they got to that point. We just saw them where they were. So the stakes or our attachment to him, I don't.
And you're right.
They try to add these other side characters at the end with the Black Knight, and then hinting that Blade at the end. It was just too much.
They do my boy Marshala so dirty, right? So dirty. Yeah, that's hurt my soul.
And you're right, Charlie. I think it would have been better as a series. So at least that way you can each episode would deal with each character.
It wouldn't have.
And then like first
for a series.
They probably would have. They would have ran a 6 to 8 episode.
I mean, we almost damn near did that with Agatha all along, didn't we? Or we didn't get like a full episode, but like we were getting flashbacks for each of the witches damn near every episode.
Yeah. You know, so they could have pulled it off, but I'm like I think they put so much. You had a Oscar winning director. You had two high profile actresses. You had another actor who came off a major HBO series. You know, so it was just like two actors from a major HBO series, and then you're just throwing everything. It was like it was too much, and it was too condensed, and there wasn't any time to really develop because the story was there. Even I had theories, and I'm like, oh, I can see where Thanos, because he has that deviant gene,
and the brother we're never gonna see again, apparently.
Right. Oh, Harry Styles, was that
him? Him and Hercules are just out there, just lost in space.
So,
hey man, that's what I'm running for DC right now, man. Because the gun don't jam. The gun don't jam right now.
I've been saying it.
Hey, I just need them to introduce Lazarus Pits and undo my girl's death, because in Creature Commando, she ain't deserve that shit. I'm sorry. I'm still hurt by the first Lazarus Pit. The first pit y'all find, like nothing about her even gave fighter. Y'all just threw her in the tank for being alive, man.
See, it wasn't even her for me. It was my buddy from the Penguin show. Oh my, what's buddy? I'm blanking on his name.
Not the right hand man.
The right hand man, Victor. Boy, hey,
great show, but I'm like. Damn, not Victor.
The thing that made that so perfect was this entire series. You're humanizing Oswald, right? You're making me like him, and then at the very end, you remind me why he's a villain. I'm like, that's why he's a super villain.
He did what he felt he needed to do, and there was some slight remorse in there. I think he felt like
I think he cried, didn't he?
Yeah, he cried.
He cried. He had a moment. He had a moment.
The crazy part was go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna sit there and say the crazy part was the whole time he's saying you're a good man. You had my back, but the problem is I care about you. As you are literally choking this man out like you can be used against me, and I can't have any weaknesses, kid. Dang, just a level of
it makes sense.
He was pleading with him too. He's like, please. I'm like, oh man.
Should have got on that car. Should have got on that bus, buddy. Should have got on that bus, man.
The girl was waiting for you. You getting out of Gotham.
You
getting out of Gotham.
You had money. I mean, your man took his mom and basically he's keeping her alive out of spite.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's some twisted.
That's his mom.
He
don't care.
Even she know he's a bastard. Now she can't do nothing about it. Like so.
I promise you, Ma, I put you up I promise I put you up with a view of Gotham, didn't I?
I told you I'd do it. I told you I'd do it. Got her in the bed, man. Dang. She's bedridden now. She was just a little loose in the head before. Now she bedridden. Oh.
Right, man. Hey.
At least she's aware enough to know that why she's there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I know my kid ain't shit. I know he got some shit going. I know he's the reason why his brother's dead. I know these things.
It's the fact they all stop mid torture. It's like, you really just gonna let this shit continue? Like, we all know you're lying. Like, none of us here like or know each other, but we all know you just want to tell the truth. Like, like, we don't want to cut a finger off. She don't want to lose a finger, and we are the ones. Even she's on our side of like, nigga, just tell the truth. What the fuck is wrong with you? And then knowing Batman, you gonna put her right next to the window that Bruce is probably gonna break into next movie. Like the whole dramatic entrance, like, yeah, it's my fucking mom. Why would you put her right next to the goddamn? Like,
that movie is shaping up to be one of the ones with that cast that's been leaked so far with Scar Joe. They got what's Winter Soldier's now? I'm blanking on his name right now.
Oh, Bucky. They got Bucky.
Sebastian Stan.
Sebastian. He's supposed to be playing Dr. Arkham, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Their cast is about to be stacked. Oh my god! Again, the gun don't jam, man. We getting a Jon Stewart series soon.
There we go. Let's go.
He's bringing Blue Beetle back for an actual good movie.
Yeah.
You didn't like the first Blue Beetle?
No.
What?
Damn.
See, I'm still.
It's an entertaining film. I liked it.
What was wrong?
It's fun. It's fun.
I'm just glad it didn't tie into the Snyderverse like that. But for a standalone new character to the general public,
right?
It felt. You know what it felt like? It felt like they were trying. So I don't know how do I put this. He is a character who is very deep in his Latino heritage, and I love that it made a part of it. But part of I think you know what, most of it I think was George Lopez, because I felt like they made a joke out of that more than respected it in a lot of different instances. And that's only my perspective, so I had to speak to actual Latinos to see like how they felt about it. But it felt like they were just making a bunch of like Latino jokes, like "ha ha, sombreros," right?
He's supposed to be the comic relief. Yeah,
he's comic relief. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you're making a joke out of the heritage. Then whenever we go to it, I don't know. It felt weird to me. Plus, I ain't the biggest George Lopez fan in a movie like that.
I feel like I know that kind of killed it for a lot of people I know. So if it's George, I kind of get it.
Well, as you can see, who's on my microphone, so you already know which Blue Beetle I've been standing for. He's been looking at y'all side eye anyway, so you know.
He's supposed to come back soon. I think even at the end of that movie, they tease him.
Coming back.
He's supposed to be alive.
We're gonna see what elements of that even make it back into this next film, and then hopefully Lanterns. Maybe we see what happened with at the end.
It's supposed to be like a cop noir, like a true detective type of deal. I'm
curious if they end up on Planet Paradise and see how John is living out there, if at all.
I'm gonna throw it out there. Can we please get a milestone series like Blood Syndicate?
That is currently being that. The thing about
I think with DCKO and them reintroducing Static into
I will say DCKO's Big Boss battle answers a lot of your questions. And
I already got that issue. They kind of threw me off when they put Homelander on the front against Superman. I'm just sitting there laughing at this.
Stop trying to suffice.
I will say this. Outside of that, if you look at it, maybe I'll almost there and say is if you go back and look at certain pages, your Blood Syndicate questions may get answered.
So they're doing the Dakota incident on the 25th. They're releasing a book that's going to explain all that.
Yep.
What I will say, I got some insider information that's probably obvious information if we keep it in the book. If that book does not do well, we are not going to see anything milestone for probably the next 2 years, just about, more than likely. And it'll maybe get like a team book, maybe something, but it feels like DC is trying to like kill off Milestone so they can just retain most of the rights to those characters, or at least like they're going to try to buy them off. It never feels like they're trying to actually do anything with them significantly. It just seems like they're just
which is probably wise. But shout out, but Stephanie Williams is writing it, so I'm expecting nothing but stellar.
And because I knew something was off when I saw her and all the other writers and artists promoting it so hard. I'm like, why are these writers promoting this book so hard? And that's probably why this don't do well. They are putting this in the back of the closet.
But Batman Static has been doing great. That's the thing.
It's a good story.
That's the thing. That's why I have hope for it. Because in Static, in Static, it does have Icon and Rocket and Beacon and a few others in there. So I'm like, people have been asking. Gunn has kind of been teasing the fact of it ain't. It's like if it was up to me, it would be back. Milestone would be back, no problem. If it was up to me.
His hands are tied. His
hands are tied, right? Because he can't say what he wants to say. I mean,
the issue with it as well. They don't market it, and I spoke about this a little bit earlier. Them and Marvel don't do a good job of educating comic book fans to understand how they need to properly support a series. Because I think a lot of fans still have the ideal that if I go into a comic shop and buy 15 copies of this thing off the wall, then DC knows that I want to see more of it, when that's not how that works. They don't tell them about pre-orders and final cutoff days or pull boxes. The fact that if you don't pre-order your book, then your shop's only going to order a limited amount based on what they believe they can sell, which lets DC know, oh, there's not a lot of interest in it because these shops aren't buying a lot of it. So people, I think it was the Static compendium that went out, one of the Swedish Static ones. They were in Nick Draper Ivy's like DMs asking, when's the next thing coming out? It got canceled because y'all didn't buy it. Y'all didn't pre-order it. You're seeing it way after the fact.
All I gotta say is I blame the New 52 for that.
Yeah.
The New 52 was the catalyst to why a lot of lines got killed.
Meanwhile, the New 52 has been dead for a decade, and we still have been like referencing that shit in every animated movie. Like we can't figure out at this point. Y'all might as well just like go ahead and get them Snyder bucks and just make it all cartoons. Y'all seem to not know what the hell else. Like Dark Apocalypse War did not need to happen, and we keep going back to that shit
every freaking time.
Honestly, that Crisis series that could have been like a 24 episode season. Justice League, the think tank, fine. Like
I will tell you that, and I know Navy and Spartan can back me up. I have seen more than my fair share of crises.
Oh my gosh! Every level of crisis, identity crises.
I'm like, damn, another crisis? Are we running out of things?
Something like, my God.
At this point, can we stop calling it crisis? Just call it therapy.
Well, apparently, this has all just been a long John Constantine story. So, because the Flashpoint happened the first time, and all you had to do was touch this man, and y'all never bumped shoulders in the hallway, nothing, and then we find out, oh, he caused all this. That was the reason we all died. The Earth is doomed. Do it again, and that becomes like the point in like the next 10 minutes. Only to find then we get the Constantine's Hell House or something, only to find out that was him, or that was the Spectre attempting to make him sit out Crisis. And he's like, well, since you can't sit down somewhere, go have fun with that. Only for him to get lost for like a couple more centuries, and then wander around dimensions, multiple dimensions as like this homeless man. And then he shaves his beard. It's like, oh shit, it's been John this whole time. And then again, the magical like ET touch, and it's like, right, you just keep fucking everything up. Like, don't like there's
got a Icon right there, good as an Icon movie, but we're doing this convoluted shit.
Right. I mean, I think we had Icon. I think we had about 50 icons, and some of them just chose to go and die with their Earth, and now we just have, I guess, one super Earth with everybody on it, which feels like what we're gonna get after Doomsday.
Alk Bulan state, and this is what we do. This is why we're here. He said, "Stop looking at the big two. People got to start looking back at Black organizations in America, from bankers, economists, physicists, events. This is marketed to Black people, then everyone else after." And I agree.
I had a stream recently, and there's a concept in why I think this is, I'm not going to say an impossible fight, but what makes it so difficult is that first and foremost, you have to understand that, and something I didn't really understand when I first got into the nerd space is that we're outnumbered. We are still a minority in the country, but we're for sure a minority in the nerd space. It is a majority white men that are going to dictate what gets pushed out because they have more money to dictate that. And then we have the other side of that battle, to where you have a bunch of Negroes, we'll just say Negroes for lack of a better term, that have default whiteness and a lot of self-internalized hatred, to where they inherently believe anything Black centered or Black ridden is inferior from that standpoint. So they're going to go buy 15 different Spider-Man runs or Batman runs and not care to pick up Roots of Madness or Bitterroot or whatever it may be. So it's like we have like this small minority of us screaming and fighting and putting money into it. And in order for this to go, we have to convince the white people as well to purchase this book, to get them to, at least for the big two, to feel like it's worthy enough for that. Because it's an uphill battle you're going to always fight, because you're fighting a battle of the fight whiteness and the racism, and then people on your own side having a lot of self-internalized hate. So it's tough.
Yeah, I get you. I know exactly what you mean. People would say, "Well, do you read any?" I read plenty of Black-led indie stuff. I do. We didn't have a lot of this stuff 30 years ago. So yeah, of course I'm going to say, who's your favorite character? Well, it's Black Panther. Well, it was created by the white man. It's Black Panther. It's Luke Cage. It's Misty Knight. It's Vixen. It's Sam Wilson right now. It's these but I look at who's writing these characters as well, which also helps. And then as far as the indie stuff, that always gets my pocket. That always gets my pocket. Like, even if that little bit helps, that always gets my pocket, because those are stories that don't get talked about enough, because it's like, hey, if you want something fresh, something new, check this out. Check out Ray Comics. Check out stuff by Ignition Press and Stephanie Williams. Check out Midnight Comics. Check out all these. There are so many independent Black ran comic book companies that are putting out really good stuff. It's insane.
There's a comment too. I wanted to kind of pose this question to y'all as well. I don't want to hijack the show.
No.
Good. I know I see Sinners being brought up. Sinners is very interesting because I think it's an outlier from the aspect of that you have two, we'll say, hype beasts, for lack of a better term, in Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan, where they have for a while dominated the crossover charts when you're looking at Black Panther or you're looking at any of the stuff that Michael B. Jordan has been in. And I also think the storm that I think we can recreate the Sinners effect if we get Black people on board. I think the thing with that was really beautiful was that word of mouth for that was so strong. Black folks got around that so much that all the white people were like, "What's going on in here? What y'all over here doing? Yeah, we want to see what's going on over here too." So then now everybody's going to see this film, and it becomes a cultural phenomenon. But that's because Black folks got together unanimously, it felt like, to at bare minimum go watch this film. Now you had some people that critiqued it and had some BS narratives around calling it From Dusk Till Dawn, spin or whatever it may be, a lot of the bad takes. But people went and saw it. You spent money to go see and support this thing, and the money reflected that. So that's how you end up getting it put back in theaters so long. The difficulty that you have with comics is that you're not going to have too many instances where people will just buy it, even if they want to critique it. They'll watch, we'll say, Comics Explained or whoever else review this book, and then they'll feel like they know everything they need to know about it versus reading it themselves.
And those are the ones. And that translates, those are the ones, and mind you, people, we are the crew that said, go watch the Marvels. It's good. It's fun. It doesn't have to tie into the rest of the MCU. It's dealing with these three women and a certain adventure that they go on, and they walk away. And the first thing they say is like, oh, it's trailer alone. Oh, it's stupid. This looks stupid. Off the trailer with Beastie Boys playing? And you think it's stupid, and then Twitter, that was a shitstorm.
No, they was setting Nia DaCosta up for failure, and her job was already done. But now they all love her because the 28 years the Bone Temple is doing okay, but like critically, that film is being praised all over the place, and I still need to watch the first one.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, I'm saying
too.
She's had a great run, but they were just like, yeah, she left the movie. I'm like, yeah, her job is done. She's not supposed to be around for post editing. Why y'all making it weird?
She didn't show up there. Yeah, she's on another job. It was what
she's working.
I think most of that was Brie Larson and people's hate for Captain Marvel. I think if she was in that movie, people would have hated it.
I've been saying since the first movie, if she never made them 3 tweets, this shit never would have happened.
Yeah, I still don't understand the hate for Brie Larson.
It was whoopty. It was literally them 3 tweets she fired off, and that was it. Then she
basically was like, girl power, this is the thing for the ladies, blah blah blah, and they were just like, no, pitchforks and fire.
Once she said, once I don't want to hear what men think, I want to hear what women of color think. I'm like, I get what you're doing, it's not gonna work out the way you want it to.
Yeah, I don't think you understand your audience base.
Right, I was like, because then
your audience base is 90% incels, and they all came out ready to complain. That's like, you complain,
but they also knew who not to come for.
Oh no, they weren't gonna come for
her.
They
didn't come for Tiana Paris's character as Monica, and they didn't come for Iman Vellani's character as Ms. Marvel. They knew who to go for, and they did not go for those 2 women. They knew
part of it too. I don't know if y'all read Civil War 2, but that was the start of a lot of it. Is that people hated Captain Marvel after Civil War 2 because the character assassinated her. Yeah, and they tried so hard to give her better PR and books leading up to that first Captain Marvel movie, but it was just not working.
Yeah.
But granted, to your point with the incel thing, I've asked a lot of people, like, what would y'all do or what would you need to rehab her PR? And a lot of it, let's go back to the Miss Marvel costume. Okay.
Yeah.
So for you to rehab her, you need her to be in thigh highs and a bodysuit. Got you. Cool. Mm-hmm. Understood.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, all is forgiven because now they have their image.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff out there that just, I think word of mouth helped on Sinners a lot, and then again, we also everybody had extra money in their pocket because we stopped shopping at a certain place a month beforehand. So economics,
and it was a good movie. Point blank. Period.
Mm-hmm. Economics coming full circle there, and then
you had black people dancing to Irish jigs they never heard before.
Right.
Do you know the level of how many people were looking up from Dublin to Rocky Road and learn the lyrics just to get the dance down?
And then
you had a fire movie.
And then
everybody became a cinematographer overnight. Everybody just do everything about shots.
I have not stopped hearing. I have never heard the term second week drop off until Variety put out that article. Now that shit gets used for every film. What's the second week drop off going to be like? I'm like, y'all learn new words and just bastardize them. I want Unk and Wolf back. I'm reclaiming Unk. Y'all don't use the shit right. Come here.
I reclaim my time.
They gave it a whole different meaning. I'm like,
apparently it means lame now. It doesn't mean all it means lame.
It's like uncool. I'm like, where the hell?
They try to downplay Sinners so much, and then that one Marty Supreme movie came out. It is eye-opening. Sir, this movie is hot garbage, and you just don't want to give black people they do.
This movie barely been out 3 weeks. What are you talking about?
I will say, what made it really tough for me is I adore that movie. Marty Supreme, I love that movie, but it's not better than Sinners. And what hurt me is like, why is this even in the conversation? This movie came out at the very end of the year. Why is it end with Sinners? Because I told somebody, I told my homeboys on our pod, I was like, I know for a fact that they're going to try to put something in here to compete with Sinners. There's no white Oscar bait that's come out yet.
Right.
And because I knew they were going to give it the horror, because you could arguably put a one battle after another in that conversation if you wanted to.
I thought that's where it was going to be.
Right.
But it's horror, and it's also got a black character in David Johnson who's significant in the film. So they're not going to do that. They can't. It's got to be something white. It's got to be white.
Right.
So when I saw one battle after another, I'm like, that's the one.
That's going to be their
Leo. That's the one. And then the Supreme came out at the end of the year. I'm like, ooh, they got another one. I'm just like, you know what? They about to try to host Sinners at the Oscars. I already know what it's going to be.
The crazy part is a lot of these movies had black actors in them that could have been made them more appealing if they played the pitch. Because F1, I think, was a fantastic film.
Yeah.
It is crazy how Damson Idris is on none of the posters, but it's his character's story, and how Brad Pitt is basically
he's the second fiddle for that.
Yeah. Brad Pitt is just the OG giving him the alley. This is Rocket G.
Yeah, he was the ringer, basically.
This is Rocket G. This is Rocket G and IGPX coming out of retirement for Team Satomi when Liz got hurt for a little bit. Like, but you look at it's just Brad Pitt up there doing the super. I'm like, what is that? And I'm like, they don't say shit about it. I'm like, and also that Odd Future Golf Wang clique will buy crack if you put their label on it. Like, so the fact that like they didn't point out that Tyler was in that movie until like a week or two, I was like, you know how many like just that is a cult fandom. I'm talking everybody from Tyler to Frank Ocean, who was just missing at this point, would have bought tickets to go see Marty Supreme. But
it was so good.
I heard he's in there for a very short time, but I heard he's like very good.
He's got a good like 20 to 30 minutes. He honestly, I was surprised. I'm like, I didn't know he could act that well. He did really good.
He has like a very small stint in a Jim Carrey movie that he actually does very good in. But I'm like, I thought
he actually has Chalamet. He actually was on stage somewhere, and he was talking about how he wants to perfect his craft. He's looking at other actors, De Niro, Pacino, DiCaprio, because he is part of that next round of young actors that's coming up. So his head is in the game.
Yeah,
his head is definitely in the game.
He'll box up his hits. I did a stream where I was looking at my top 10 of the year, 10 movies, and I was like, hey, bro, I don't even know, is Timothy Chalamet even selling movies like that? Brother, I looked at that Wonka movie and how much money that Wonka movie made. I was like, when did this make this much money? Buddy,
it was very low key popular, and I'm like, because when it finally came on and I checked it out, I'm like, not bad.
It was like what 600 million, something like that. It was crazy numbers. But I was like, damn.
But even with Marty Supreme, I'm hearing that this is the same dude who did Uncut Gems, so it's literally Uncut Gems just redone as a ping pong movie. And I'm like, I feel like they're trying to get this out in time for it to be nomination worthy, because that's kind of how I feel about this movie. I just got invited to the other day called Scarlet. It looks pretty. That's about the most I can say about it. Like, I'm glad Sony's mixing it up and trying stuff with animation, but hot damn, man, what that you maybe could have been a series, but
yeah, that's what hurts is that the movies were good. Like I genuinely shed a tear at the end of Marty Supreme. Like I got a crocodile tear out of me at the end. And then One Battle After Another was pretty good, but you can question how much they like black women in that movmovie. But it's
I keep hearing that conversation. Either people love it or hate the representation in that film. Like
Tiana Taylor does a great job, but honestly, my issue isn't her character; it's another character in there that I can't say the name of without probably getting your shit clapped. But I'm just like, okay, why is this woman speaking in jive almost? Why is she acting in this manner? What are we doing here? We're hypersexualizing these black women in this film. Why?
I've heard that conversation. That's the conversation I was hearing.
That's what I kind of liked about Sinners on first watch. I'm like, everybody was kind of having their fun, but nobody was just like stripped and thrown in front of the camera. It was tastefully done. Like
everybody was horny.
Okay, everybody was horny, but you see the women, all the women outside of like Sammy, the women kind of took charge. Like smoke folded like a wet napkin after them kids left the room. And I was like, yeah, I kind of appreciate the fact like it was done tastefully. But I'm like, folks supported that, and then we came back because if I can find anything that's cool and black and not loud enough, I'm just gonna be very annoying. So when that came out, but then South of Midnight came out like the same month.
Ooh.
So I was like, yeah, y'all need to go watch this and play this, or play this and watch that. And then the people from the game saw it, was like, yeah, please feel free to watch Sinners, and then also please come play our game if y'all want more gothic. And then you got other stuff out there like Vigilante by Wes Armstrong, Tenet of the Spark, which I've been waiting on for like 4 years now.
Did y'all watch Predator Badlands?
Yes.
I watched that movie 3 times in theater.
It's good. I never thought it would be. I never thought about talking about a Predator film from that viewpoint.
That's all I wanted for years.
Yeah, I'm like, no, this is actually cool. Never thought about this. This is actually cool.
David Trachtenberg's his last name, but
yeah,
he has the reins of the Predator verse right now, and we may actually get a good Predator versus Alien movie. We actually get a good one. It may happen.
I'm hoping one of them shows up for if potentially season 2 of Alien Earth, just because that whole scenario they're setting up for season 2 is a Predator's playground, literally. Like you have synthetics, you have xenomorphs, you have a baby xenomorph, you got a teenage xenomorph, a group of hunters getting ready to come in. This is literally like Candyland for you.
Yeah.
What's that Sakuna meme where you got the hands like this?
and all communications are jammed, so nobody can call in or out for help. Like all you
there's nothing. It's a breeding ground for a good hunt.
And Predators Badlands will be coming to the Great Mouse, or I should say the Third Reich. Disney will be coming next week.
That's funny.
I want to say the next week or so, Predators Badlands is going to be streaming for all those that missed it. But let's be honest, Disney owns everything.
Man, we gotta start supporting stuff in theaters, man.
Seriously.
I highly encourage people to start, and it's something I did. Granted, I did a lot more because I used to live like directly next door to a theater, but most of the bigger theaters now have the AMC stuff. They have Regal. There's a lot of memberships where you can see movies for the cheap. Just start this. You can see a trailer or maybe not see a trailer. Just go see stuff at random. Like see something and see if you enjoy it, because you'll be surprised. I saw, what was it, the Jennifer Lawrence rom-com that came out like 2 years ago. Like Love Hurts, something like that. Yeah. Normally, this would be nothing I would give a chance to, but I literally watched every single thing that was in theaters throughout that week. So I'm like, this is the last thing I haven't seen. I'll give it a shot. It was funny.
The theater experience is something, because even my wife says, she's like, why do you like going to movie theaters? I said, my mother used to take me to the movie theaters, and when her and my parents were when her and my father was together, it was the drive-in theater, you know. So just going to the movie theaters, and when I tell you, there was a point in my life that I'm like, how did I watch 3 movies at the same damn time? I don't know, because that's a drive-in theater will have you looking at Terminator 2 and then Oscar on the other side, and I can and somehow
we didn't know how well we had it.
Yeah, I go back further than that though.
$20.
I go further than that. You had Superfly on one screen, then you had Mother Jugs and Speed on another screen, and then you had Cleopatra Jones. Bruh,
I learned how to read lips at that time. I really did. Like watching, I'm like, oh, there's enough speakers I can pick up certain sounds. I'm watching this, I'm catching this. I don't know how I'm doing it, but it's happening. And
so I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, finish your talk, because I was.
I was gonna have a big back moment. I said the only reason I said between the theater, it was the snacks, it was the food. You had food. You literally had food. That was the whole thing for me at drive-ins. You could actually warm up. You could walk out with a steak. You could walk out with wings, barbecue, pork chops. I'm gonna take this back. When there was food trucks, about food trucks, I meant old boy with a 50-foot trailer and like 6 pits. Yeah, not what you see now.
I did a stream recently where we were showcasing, like, because everybody says the movies are dead. There was, I can't remember the percentage of it. I gotta look back at it. There's like a 25% or 35% boom from people that were movie going in 2023 to 2020, I think 4 or 5 last year. And we're seeing that the majority of the moviegoer now is Gen Z. And you're starting to see that a lot more theaters are changing and renovating their theaters to accommodate what Gen Z likes. So they're adding in bigger, more comfortable seating. You're starting to see more dine-in theaters serve stuff besides just popcorn, where they're getting into a lot of that stuff. Because I think people are understanding a lot more that theaters and the movie theater experience is such a communal aspect. Like, people have conversations about society, about life, about whatever it is after watching a movie. Yeah. To the point you're starting to see Netflix talked about they're about to start opening their own chain of theaters at some point, which I think is why they want to buy Warner Brothers so bad, because they want to open up their own theaters and have all those movies in their stuff.
Netflix, sit your ass down.
Look, Bama says, still want to know how they snuck in ribs. Let me tell you, Bama, I snuck in a whole extra value meal when I went to go see The Matrix inside of a leather bomber jacket. Don't ask me how. Look, but I pulled it off.
I used to work usher at the Dollar Theater. Never doubt the power of a woman's purse, because there was just some stuff. I'm like, how did you get this in here? Like, not that I was gonna stop you, but I didn't see you physically carry this in.
That right there.
That part. And who?
Look, just going to the movie, just going to a drive-in theater. I remember vividly my mother making a whole batch of chicken wings when you can really make a batch of chicken wings on the cheap. Just let's start right there and throw them in a big old brown paper bag. And I'm like, we hungry. We smell chicken wings. You know, this is for later. Later when? It's like going on 7:30. What you mean later? We going to the movie theater.
Damn near can smell the Crisco.
Slapped it in the bag. Brother went in the trunk because you had to pay by the carload. So
high school, we would
and they didn't check your trunk.
No,
there's a Taco Bell and a Dairy Queen across from the theater we would go to in high school. We made it a point that we would wear our hoop shorts and then wear pants on top of the hoop shorts. So we get our tacos, whatever it may be, put it inside the shorts, and then walking in. We got everything in there. We loaded up.
It's a science. It's a science. Black folks have a science to things. We'll figure it out. I'm not paying $7 for a medium pop.
It's just funny watching the paper people get shocked when we pull out 7-course meals out of our clothes.
Oh no, I got Navy. I got one worse. No, the refill, the $8 refills, those large popcorns.
Yeah,
I had seen. I don't knock this woman at all. This woman literally brought in, those 1-gallon jug water things that people take to gyms and whatnot to, keep their, be hydrated and whatnot. This woman snuck in 3 of them, sent her children to refill to where all 3 of them things were filled with drink. All of them, 1-gallon jugs, mind you, filled with soda. And I was like, and all 3 of her kids, all of them had their own jugs. I'm like, God dang it, I didn't think of that. That was brilliant.
Man,
when they can't go to sleep for the next 3 days because they're vibing off the sugar.
They're vibing off the sugar. Oh man, Charlie, it's been a pleasure. I don't want to keep you too long, but tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, far as socials is Cap Diesel 24 and everything. YouTube Cap Diesel 24 for the most part. And if you want to, check out the first issues of Reaper, you can find it on EchelonGraphicNovels.com. Shout out to Echelon, another Black-owned indie comic company that does amazing work. And then obviously the Kickstarter for issue 2 is up now. Literally, if you just type in Reaper and Kickstarter, it'll probably be like the first thing you see.
There it is. Go show that support for that Kickstarter. As you know, here at Blerd's Eyeview, we love our good Kickstarters. We love our Black indie creators. And Charlie, this is something I expect to see more of. It was a vibe talking to you, my guy. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I appreciate y'all.
Always.
Appreciate it, man.
Let's do it. Whoopty, tell the people where you can find you.
You can find me basically on Instagram and TikTok, both at Whoopty Frickin' Do. And you can also find my nails.
You wasn't ready last time.
But I'm ready this time. You can find my nerdy nails and whatnot on Fresh Press by Z, also on Instagram and TikTok.
Right. Tafari TV, the man behind the mission.
Yeah, sleep is required. I'm not getting it tonight, but it's just letting the rest of y'all know it's important. Hi, yeah, you can catch me on all platforms underneath this name or this name -gaming because I've moved the walk and talk stuff over there. January marathon just finished. Thank y'all to everybody who tapped in for that. That was kind of my fun way of starting the year off, doing something just interesting, different, and consistent. Hey man, do it wild, do it crazy, do it scared, do it if you don't know what you're doing. You'll figure it out along the way. Skits came back today. I just did one call on the main channel. So Dispatch, if they had anime characters, which if you haven't played the game, it is hilarious and fun. Had a lot of fun with that. Should be finishing up the game either tomorrow, if not Saturday, getting the platinum trophy. And then clips are back on this channel. I know y'all missed us. Those are still rolling out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Clips from the last interview will be rolling out a little bit more frequently just because we're kind of on a time limit, but until February 13th. So we want to get all of that circulating before voting deadlines close for the NAACP Image Awards, since we're helping with that. As well as BlerdCon. If y'all can't go or know somebody that wants to or wants to vend but can't attend, y'all can go to the Blerd Station website. We are selling ad space for the stream, which is coming up in a few weeks. So we are still working on that. Please feel free to hit us up.
That's it. Spartan, talk to the people.
Yes, Black_Spartan615 is where you can find me on the socials. Shows are still going on. How the Frack We Got here every Wednesday at 7-ish. Of course, myself, Tafari, and Joe on Get Bit every Friday, 8:30-ish. Shows still going on where you can find them. Still doing the streaming thing. We'll be restarting Ghost of Yotai, the second run, tomorrow. We still got a little bit before Resident Evil Requiem. I will actually be streaming that because I've already prepaid for it, and I plan to play it. So that's going to be fun. Again, Black_Spartan on Twitch where you can find it. Fellas, I cannot say this enough because it needs to be said. Please go to the doctor. I understand. I am a guy that lives by the gym and dies by the gym, but I will say this because a guy that's over 40, please go to the doctor. Health is important. Speaking of health, mental health is important. Lore of the Culture would usually start that, but I'm, picking up from there. Definitely check on your mental. There's services, things out there that you can go for. Protect your peace, protect your strength. Check on your folks. At the same time, guys, the rules still do apply. Respect the cosplayer at all times. Cosplay is not consent. Please treat people like human beings. It's not that freaking hard. Number 2, wash your ass. Hygiene is important. Clean hair, nails, everything else. Native deodorant doesn't work. Please get the stuff that does work. It's not that freaking hard. And at the same time, love, respect, share, and discuss your fandoms. Don't be a dick, and you won't get jumped.
There you go. My brother, Navy.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, blurs of all ages, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. It is I, Navy Montel, your Frosty Bearded Blurred Corn here. If you want to know what I'm up to, I am on the socials under Navy Montel across all platforms, including the ones I really don't care for. So if you see me pop up there, I am pushing Black history all over the continent. So that's what pretty much you'll see me for. But tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we get to chat once again with the man who's been nominated for NAACP Image Award, Cleo Thomas. We are going to rock it with him. So y'all come on out. It's going to be on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and Facebook, believe it or not. So I'm trying to see if this works out in that favor. If you want to see what else I'm up to, the convos are back. I've got people lined up. Just make sure confirmations are coming up. I'm with Lady Mandalore, room full of blurs. When she is showing right now, she is showing her solo stuff, y'all. So just continue to support that young lady. She is working hard. She is working hard to do what a lot of people want to do, but they're not committing themselves to it. So if I say one thing out of all of this, it is Black History Month on all fronts. Celebrate us in melanation, in creation, in motivation, and inspiration, and elevation. Make sure you are supporting those who are trying to do something worthwhile, and stop giving your attention to these bullshit artists out here. If you come up with that fuck shit, you're getting thrown back out. That's all I gotta say.
There's a lot of that.
There are a lot of bullshit artists out there nowadays. So and one of them's in 1600 Pennsylvania.
Facts.
So remember, everyone, I am your captain of the ship, man on the wall, Chris Fury. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to our guest, Charlie Winston, for coming in, for talking about Reaper 2. Go show your support for that Kickstarter for issue 2 that he has coming out. As you know, we like to show our Kickstarter friends. So go show your support over there. Also, you can check us out Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, YouTube, Twitch, and also catch all the past seasons on Always Press Record Television. That's APR TV on your Roku and Amazon Fire devices. As Tafari said, yes, Blerd Station will be back for a third year at BlerdCon. That's right. We are setting up a lineup. We're setting up a nice lineup, as we always do. And also, if you cannot be there, I guess this is going to be my pitch. If you cannot be there, we do have ad space. So if you have a short film, if you have a trailer, if you have any kind of wares that you're trying to sell and you want to make a little commercial and send it to us, you can. Hit me up, hit Tafari up, hit CJ Powell from 3 Black Geeks up, and we will get you set up. Go sign up over at blerdstation.com, where you can see the tiers. We have, 4 tiers, Tafari? I think it's 4 tiers.
Four tiers.
Yeah, 4 tiers. We have 4 different tiers. You'll be seeing commercials from last year, so you know what that looks like. We are running it as a live production like you see on television. 3 days at BlerdCon. You will see Blerd Station. You will see myself. You will see Navy if he's not at the gaming table. You'll see me. because I didn't come through last year. I couldn't come through last year, but
I'm glad you're gonna be here because
I'm coming through this year.
Man,
you know, like that wasn't a whole year turnaround last time. I was like, yo, wait a minute, 6 months.
Imagine how I feel.
Yeah, right. So be sure to go hit those tier systems up, see what you want to do, see where you want to go ahead and show your support. We will take care of you. We will make sure you get seen if you cannot be there. But let's be honest. If you want to buy the tier system and still come, you might want to come because the lineup of guests is quite amazing. So, with that being said, catch us next Tuesday, where we'll be talking about more nerdy stuff and doing more nerdy things and making you laugh because let's face it, the world is lifing right now. And y'all need us. We came back at the right time. So with that being said, remember to educate yourself and others, entertain yourself and others, and most of all, encourage yourself and others. I'm Chris Fury with this dope crew at the bottom right here. Go ahead and check it out. And we will see you guys next Tuesday, but we'll catch you on the webs as well. See you guys.
Yeah.